Good morning. How are you today? We're going to get back into Long Dark, onto our Ash Canyon Survivor. She is currently in Hush River Valley, as you can see right here. Right there. Right there. Yeah. Oh, it's a guy. Oh, it's not a her, it's a guy. But anyway, we're back in Hush River Valley. We're having fun. Lixie with a 16-month. Oh my goodness! Thank you so much, Lixie, for the 16-month resub. Thank you so much, Lixie, for that 16-month resub. Let's give out some double early morning points.
Just resubscribed
so today we got Long Dark.
Thanks for your streams.
Oh, well, thank you for being here, Lixie. Good morning, and thank you definitely for being here. We got Long Dark this morning. We got State of Decay 2 with Hadrian later this afternoon. And then we got some Horizon Zero Dawn this evening. I've been very addicted to Horizon Zero Dawn. I will not lie. I will not lie. I've been having a lot of fun with Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, my stuff's cooked. My biscuits are burning. My biscuits are burning. Sean with AT, my biscuits are burning. Oh my goodness. It's Shasta with the Twitch Prime. The Twitch Prime 6-month resub. And thank you, Shasta, for the 6-month resub. Oh my goodness gracious!
For 6 months.
And I hit the wrong button there because I'm
live stream. Love to all, heart.
Oh, love you too. Well, thank you so much for that 6 months. Do I have any more wood to add? Oh, I can add another coal. I can add another coal. I got a few more pieces of meat to cook. Oh, I got a lot more pieces of meat to cook. Oh, we killed a bear. I didn't even realize we killed a bear. What a goober I am. We're just cooking up now, boys and girls. So just to go over everything, so we have right now we're at day 58. Day 58. We're in Hush River Valley at the moment. We have Carcass harvesting at 4, cooking at 5, fire starting is into 3. Archery is into 4. Mending is almost halfway through 2, or a little over halfway through 2. And that's about it. We have some pretty decent clothing. We got rabbit skin gloves. We got a rabbit skin hat, but it's not in the best of shape because I think we got attacked by a wolf. We got deer skin boots and pants. We got combat pants. We got double Mackinac jackets. We got double sweaters, double socks, but we only have 1 pair of undies. But we did start in Ash Canyon, so we have the crampons as well as the backpack. It's only €9. Hello, hello, address to you. Hello, good morning, Hawkeye. Good morning, my friend. How are you today as well? Good to see you all here. If you pop in the chat, I will try to pay attention to you. I will try to say hi. So, I try to anyway. I try to. I really do. Ooh, 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 ooh. Had an itch there. Right where I can reach it too, which is always good. Alrighty then. Good morning, Quesimo. How are you today? We're just doing a little barbecue here. I wish Mark Wars was here. He'd be loving it right now. This is what he lives for. Is the barbecue. There we go. Let's see what we got back here. So we got the rat, we got that, we got that, we got that, we got the deer hide, and those. Oh, I do have rabbit hides on me. I just don't have any guts. Okay, I got cured rabbit hides on me. I just have no guts for them yet. All right, that's fine. That's fine. Do I have any other torches on me right now? I do not. Oh my goodness! J-Card triggers off a hype train with a 28-month resub, baby. Been on vacation, chilling and swimming. Oh, nice.
Just resubscribed.
Nice. It's €9. That's awesome. Thank you for the 28-month, over 2-year resub there. Thank you, thank you, thank you, J-Car. Thank you for all the subs this morning, Shasta and Lixie and J-Car. Really appreciate it all. Really, truly do. Gotta line our meats up. Gotta line our meats up. Sorry, I have to do it. I have to do it. If we don't, then something bad will probably happen to us. I do want to hunt for the moose in this zone. Oh, Hazard, thank you for the 10 bits there. I appreciate that very much. Good morning to you too, my friend. Good morning to you too. Good morning, actual real Hyperion. It is the actual and the real, the real Hyperion. Thank you, actual real Hyperion, for being here. How you doing this morning? Ah, my meat's all out of line, but that's okay. It's the final row down here that's the problem. This row here is just being an issue. Yeah, that's a little bit better. All right. Oh, I do need a torch. Let's put a little bit of stickity doos on here, and a piece of coal on there. Grab a torch. That's a little better than what we had. Beautiful. 18 minutes on that. Let's go chop down this real quick. There we go. Beautiful. That worked out perfect.
Too heavy.
I usually don't chop down those branches, but in this case, it's like, why not? Why? No, that doesn't. You got to put the meat on a fire that actually is actively going. I know that sounds crazy, but been sick the past 4 days. Luckily not COVID. Oh, well, I'm glad it's not COVID, my friend. I hope you get better soon. Hope you get better soon. Being sick's no fun at all. Loader, welcome, and how you doing today as well? Sorry, I had to catch up there on the chat. We were cooking our meats. You know, when you're cooking your meat, you got to concentrate very much on the meat, because it could go sideways very quickly on you if you don't. They just can. Nah, I was just being lazy and not catching up on chat. That's really what it is. I was trying to make it sound like it was something very important and game related, but it really wasn't. But welcome everybody. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend so far. My day started out a lot better today than yesterday. Was absolute trash, dumpster fire. Although, you know what, playing Horizon Zero Dawn made it better. And I know some of you may be like, oh, he's playing Horizon Zero Dawn again. Oh, I'm enjoying it. I really must say I am. We killed our first big dinosaur yesterday, and it was so freaking satisfying. It was so freaking satisfying. Oh my god.
No power in the verse can stop me.
If you've never seen or played Horizon Zero Dawn, it is really a fun game. Hey, Mountain Man Cam, how you doing? Thank you for the follow there. I appreciate that very, very much. But today we're gonna be playing Long Dark for about 4 hours, till about 1 p.m. my time. What is Horizon Zero Dawn about? So basically, think of you've seen me play Red Dead Redemption 2 before, right? Think of kind of like Red Dead Redemption 2 crossed with some of The Witcher, but set about 150 years in the future, where robot dinosaurs have kind of started to take over the earth, and man is living in little tribes where technology's kind of there, kind of not there, but at some time in the past, basically man sort of screwed himself and let the AIs take him down, and we're trying to figure out what's going on. And there's lots of killing robot dinosaurs. Yes and no. There's a lot there. That's why I said sort of mix it with Red Dead and Witcher, because there's a lot of like quests, and then there's some cool skill perks that you can get. You can upgrade your pouches so you can carry more things. Like you can do it's a future prehistoric robot dinosaur RPG. There you go. That's a great way of putting it. But you can upgrade your pouches so you can carry more stuff. It actually is a lot of fun. It reminds me, like I said, very much of like Red Dead Redemption 2 in sort of the scope of the area, and Witcher 3, as far as like questing and helping out people and
Might have
stuff
to drop
like
some
that.
gear.
It's pretty freaking cool. I've been enjoying it quite a bit. I believe it's on PlayStation as well as PC, but I'm not sure about Xbox. I don't think it used to be a PlayStation exclusive. It used to be a PlayStation exclusive, which makes me think it's not on Xbox. That would just be my first. That'd be my first assumption that it's not on Xbox, just because of that. It just came to PC. I think it just came to PC last year, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if they ported it over to Xbox though. But man, it's fun. I've been having a blast, and it is kind of cool in the sense that like Red Dead, you can follow the story, and it does help advance you a bunch, but you don't have to stick to the story. You don't have to stick to the story. You sort of have the illusion of it being open world because you can do what you want up to a point. But you can sort of do what you want, and then you can you know, and then you have to go to the story. Are you interested in BOTW2? What's that? What's BOTW2? Boys other than women too? Oh, Breath of the Wild. Oh, Breath of the Wild. I've heard of that one. I've not actually really looked at it much. No. I'm just gonna be honest. I haven't really looked at it a bunch. Miss Candela, hello. I never played Breath of the Wild. Is that on PC? Is that a PC game? But how you doing, Miss Candela? Hello. Oh, it's Nintendo Switch. Oh. Yeah, I don't have a Switchy Switch. My son had a Switch for a little while, but I don't have a Switch. And whenever I hear Nintendo Switch, all I can think of is that Will Smith song. The Switch. You know, I think it was called Switch. Mountain Man Cam. Hello. Mark Wars, good morning, by the way. Mark Wars, good morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning, Mark Wars. Miss Candela. Woof! Woof! So good to see you again, Miss Candela. So we are in Ash Canyon right now. We just killed the bear. We just got the bear done. Woof! And now we're just cooking up some meats. We killed a wolf as well, so we're eating him up too. I'm just gonna get all this meat cooked up because why not? 8 minutes and 10 minutes. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Everything's on the same page. Yeah, well, that's the thing is, unless actual real Hyperion, unless it's ported to PC, I probably won't play it. I'm just being honest. I'm an old fuddy duddy. I go with I go with PC now, and that's about it. I play like the funny thing is for the Horizon Zero Dawn and I use the controller. I will be there to make him. Yes. If I ever get a Switch, I promise I'll play Breath of the Wild. But don't hold your breath on me getting a Switch. Is all I have. That's all I have to say about that. Where is everyone from? Ooh, that's a good question, Miss Candela. You don't have to share if you don't want to. If you're feeling, if you feel like you don't want to. But if you want to share, that's awesome. Where is everybody from today? Finland? How do you bark in your language? Oh, that is very important. That is very important. That is very important. Do you go roof, roof, or woof, woof, or rough? Brazil! Hey, Brazil's in the house. All right, last two pieces of meat, boys and girls. There we go. We go voof, voff, voff. I've never heard it said voff before. Very interesting. I like it. We go I probably am doing that completely wrong. I'm sorry if I did. You be finished too. There's a Finland represented in the house today. Finland in the house, baby. Yeah, baby. I wonder where we've been in this zone. Let's see where we've been. So Hush River Valley, Stair Steps Lake, Ice Cave. So we did do the Ice Caves. Then we came back to Stair Steps Lake. Okay. I don't think we've been to the No, I don't think we've been to the I think we went in the one with I think we went into the one with the wolf, but I think we killed the wolf. Yes, Brazil is rare. I actually watched a guy on YouTube who's from Brazil. Name of Dan Vass. He's a singer. He does a lot of cover stuff. He's pretty cool. I like Dan Vass. He's a pretty cool dude. He's got a great voice. Damn, he's good looking too. God dang it. Dag nabu Dan Vass. If you've never checked out Dan Vass before, go check him out. He does sort of a rockish kind of thing. Do you know who Dan Vasquez Hazard Headline? You probably don't. It's not like everybody in Brazil knows everybody in Brazil, right? Just like not everybody in the US knows everybody in the US. Alright. Never heard of him. Well, Dan Vasquez is really cool, dude. He does a lot of really good covers and stuff. He has a little bit of original music too, but he does some really good covers. He caught my eye when I saw his rendition of Toss a Coin to Your Witcher. When I was all in, when I was all in the Witcher mode. And toss a coin to your Witcher, oh Valley of Plenty. There you go. That's just for you guys. Was like the big thing. I was just searching around for different people doing different covers on it. So I'm talking about him like I talk about Hadrian. Oh no. Oh my.
Oh my.
Yeah, season 2's coming out this December.
Oh my.
I'm curious to see where they take it. I really truly am. I really enjoyed season 1. Hadrian will be on today. Yes, Unicorn. Hadrian will be on today. He will be on in about 3.5 hours with us, actually. All right, we're getting everything prepared. Yeah, he's got a good voice. He's got a good voice. He does, just like I said though, he does a lot of covers and stuff like that. You know, nothing too overly like you know, unique. But he does have a really good voice. I like his voice a lot. So. Well, yeah, I heard a lot of that at Real Hyperion, that a lot of they made a lot of changes with the show versus what the source material was. The only real exposure I ever had to Witcher was Witcher 3, so I knew generally who was in the property, but I really didn't know much of the property, if that makes sense. I didn't really know much of the property, just because I never really read any of the books myself, and I only played Witcher 3 for a small amount of time. So for me, it wasn't like I didn't really know what to expect. Which I guess in a way protects me. I guess in a way that protects me. The whole eel thing didn't exist in the books. They wrote off 3 characters. Oh, really? So the eels powering Aretusa doesn't actually exist. Electric eels of people who failed the test, that doesn't exist in the book. Interesting.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
That is very, very interesting. I did not realize that. Well, and that's the danger you run into whenever you go away from source material. Well, look at Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was really good until they ran out of source material, and they kind of went off on their own bent and started writing their own stuff, and it shows, because the show went straight downhill in the last couple seasons, from what I've heard. From what I've heard, I was lucky. I stopped at season 6 of Game of Thrones. I never watched season 7, never watched season 8. And I heard I'm very fortunate for that, because I remember Game of Thrones really well. I was really into it. I liked it a lot. But then I heard all the crap coming out about season 7 and 8, and I was like, nope. I want to remember what I loved. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. So I remembered what I loved about it and called it a day. Typing Hungarian, forget about it. They don't exist on your keyboard. Well, how do you get the O with the little line through it on your keyboard? How do you get the O with the little dots over it? And the E with the little thingy over it? I don't have that on my keyboard. Alt plus 148? What? Are you kidding? Are you kidding right now? Alt? Oh my god! What the actual heck? What the actual heck? Alt and 148. Whoa, look at that. You can do all sorts of leathers. How was that even possible? Is my keyboard broken? I don't know what to think about that. I don't know what to think about that, boys and girls. I honestly, I never knew you could do that. I didn't know you could do that. I swear to God, I didn't know. What do you mean? Oh, well, it only happens when you hit Alt. See, I can still type. See, I can still type. It just happens if you hit Alt in 148. Oh, whoa. There's a music note. What was that? 147? No. 145? No. What did I hit? How did I get the musical note? I like the musical note. Alt 26. Oh, look at that. It's an arrow. It's an arrow. How did I get the musical note? I don't know what that is. That's so cool. I never know you could do that. Where can you find a thing for the alt functions for that? Is there a guide that shows you online what it does? Because that's really stinking cool. That's really cool. Joy, good morning, good morning. Hawkeye, how you doing? Character map. Okay, character map. I have to remember that. I'm sorry. You're talking to Old Man River here, okay? I can pay my rent, put my kid through college, but don't ask me to do technology stuff. Al Nuggets, how you doing? How you doing, Al Nuggets? Hope it's going well, my friend. I forgot to tell you, it's sold out right after I told you. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I got 2 cases in the fridge right now. 2 cases in the fridge right now. I am good. I am good. All 14. Yay, I like the music. I like the music. I like the music. It's cute. The music is cute. Okay, well, so tomorrow, boys and girls, we're going to head over to Monolith Lake. We're going to see if we have the moose. That is my goal for tomorrow, is to go to Monolith Lake, see if we got the moose. We got a little bit of food on us. Okay, these guts are cured. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And that's cured too. Beautiful. That's curing. Because we need to repair our hat. And I can't. I can't right now. Okay. That's alright. That's alright. Oh shoot, it's cold in here. I didn't realize it was so cold. I don't think we get away with no fire.
So cold.
I know you are.
Just want to lay down for a bit.
Build a fire right here. This will be our nice indoor fire. Next, good morning, good morning. Oh, I don't need Tinder, do I? I don't need Tinder. Hen nap. Hello, Unicorn Felicia. How are you doing? My voice is okay today. It's still early morning Ath voice. You just got 4 kittens and they're 3 weeks old. Ooh, I love kittens. I saw a kitty. When I went on my walk last night after stream, I saw a kitty and the kitty was so cute. The kitty was so adorbs. I love kitties. Kitties are my favorite. Kitties are my fave. I love kitties. They are fun. All right, let's just do a little bit of water since we have a fire going here. I don't want to waste it. Chewy with the 37-month resub. Thank you so much, Chewy, for the 37-month resub. Really appreciate that, my friend.
367 just resubscribed for
you just started to play with each other.
Happy Saturday, guys.
Happy Saturday to you, Chewy. Good afternoon, my friend. Good afternoon, buddy. All right, let's fix up this first. Try to fix it up anyway. Alright, hat's in good shape. 4 gloves. No! No! Oh. Oh, God. Failure. Oh. I should have done the gloves first, but I didn't know. I didn't know. Oh, that's so irritating. That's so irritating. Oh, my poor gloves. Failure is never an option. Failure is never an option. It doesn't like you, Owl Nuggets. There you go, there you go. How long do you want to survive for? We're probably going to try to survive for a couple 100 days on this one. This is what I think I'm going to run to a couple 100 days. I want to end up in Bleak Inlet eventually, down the road. But we got lots of stuff and things to do. We still have to make our moose hide coat, bear hide coat, and moose hide coat. We still need to we still need to go to Timberwolf Mountain Summit. We went through Timberwolf Mountain. We just never actually like stayed in Timberwolf. Because we started in Ash Canyon, so but yeah, a couple 100 days. You can join your buddy on the ground, you little turd. And how long are we gonna stream? Well, I'm gonna stream Long Dark for the next 3.5 hours. Then we're gonna stream some 7 Days to Die. Not 7 Days to Die. State of Decay 2 with Hadrian, and for about 4 hours, and then we're gonna also stream some Horizon Zero Dawn this evening as well for about 4 hours. So we got about 11.5 more hours today to stream, give or take. Little there, little there, little here. Usually Saturdays and Sundays, if I have nothing going on, I stream for about 12 hours.
Wait. I'm so cold. I'm warming up again.
This is going to be a great sick day. Oh, well, next up, we'll love to have you here. I do like that, Hawkeye. It has that nice balance, you know. I always call it, I think of a game like that as an open world type game, to be honest. I really do. Because it has that balance between the action. It's not like a complete action game. It's sort of like, you remember when I played Mad Max? That was much more of an action-oriented game than an RPG. It was more of a shoot 'em up with some RPG elements in it. It just really didn't. It didn't to me feel like a true RPG. But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn definitely does. It has an RPG element to it, but it has the very open world as well, which is really nice. It's already 19:30 here, so I'll just watch Long Dark. Well, that's why I do Long Dark. So yes, we take them off so they don't get wet in the waterfall. Because otherwise, all that stuff would get wet. Aggressor Civ. If you go through a waterfall with your clothes on, see how my clothes are already a little wet just from the blizzard. If we went through the waterfall, it would soak the entire outside of everything we had, and I didn't want to do that, so I wanted to make sure that we had dry clothes once we got inside. I'm a closet naturalist. Heyo! What are you trying to say? Are you trying to say that I like to run around in the buff? Because I do. I mean, all you see is the shirt and here up. So, you know. Think about it. Think about it. But yeah, I've really been enjoying it. I've really been enjoying it, Horizon Zero Dawn a lot. And last night we took down our first Thunderjaw. We took down our first Thunderjaw last night, which was an incredible fight. That was super long, but we did it. We took down our first Thunderjaw, and we took down one of those big giant birds. The big giant birds. Not the little glint hawk ones, but the big giant bird that Thunderbirds. Yeah. Oh, it might have been I don't know if was it a storm bird? A storm bird. A storm bird? Is that what it's called? It had things on its wings, and it had a thing in its chest that it shot at. Thank you for the donkey heads. It is shot like a bolt of lightning or a bolt of something out of. It was very scary. The storm bird. Okay. I don't know. You could have been totally right. It could have been a thunderbird, for all I know.
This stuff will come in handy.
We'll take an arrowhead. This is not Scruffy's cave. No, it's Sketchy's cave. Sketchy. Scruffy is in Desolation Point. Sketchy. This is not Sketchy's cave, though. This is not Sketchy's cave. Sketchy does not live here. Sketchy only lives in the cave that you don't have to go through the waterfall to get to. So if you have to go through a waterfall to get to it, that is not Sketchy's cave. Sketchy's cave does have the bedroll, hacksaw, matches, and all the good stuff in it, but, yeah. This cave doesn't have as much good loot in it, but it doesn't have Sketchy either. I think this is a dead end. I believe we actually killed Sketchy on this run. Believe it or not. We actually ran into him and killed him. He wasn't very nice to us. He wasn't very nice to us at all. By the way, welcome in, Aggressor Civ. Welcome in, everybody. Miss Alani, hello. How are you today? I was briefly going over the schedule a little bit earlier. For those of you who don't know, we're going to play some Long Dark for the next 3 hours and 20 minutes. Then we're going to be switching over and playing some State of Decay 2. Hadrian returns to the channel today. And hangs out with us. And so we're going to play some State of Decay 2 with Hadrian. And then we are going to be playing a little bit more of Horizon Zero Dawn tonight, which I will admit has become one of my favorite go-tos right now. And I know I've been playing it a lot, but it's so fun. If you haven't seen it yet, I would highly recommend it. You can get it on PC as well as, I believe, PlayStation. I don't think it's on Xbox, but I can't say that for sure, because it was a PlayStation exclusive at one point. Great action RPG though. It's really got some good stuff to it. I've been very impressed by it. I've been wanting to pull the trigger on it for a while, but the Steam sale came along. And yeah, I was screwed. It was like $10. I think it was like $10 on the Steam sale. I was like, oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me right now. It's like when they do that to me, I have no hope. I have no hope of getting away without spending my money. It's on PlayStation and PC, not the Xbox. Thank you, Mountain Man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, so we're gonna go over here. I'm not sure if this is where the smoke signal is or not, but we're gonna go over here and see if the smoke signal's over here. I think we already checked. The other spot. It's hard to remember because it was a little while ago that we played. The ice cave, lonely cave. Yeah, we went to. We have no. It would have been between the ice caves and the lonely cave, because the lonely cave is the one that's right there by the exit out of. You bought a new Xbox controller. Nice. Yeah, I picked up the Cyberpunk 2077 Xbox controller, which I'm kind of regretting, but because Cyberpunk 2077, like the controller says, it had no future. What was the biggest debacle of 2020? I'd have to say Cyberpunk 2077 was one of the biggest debacles of 2020, game-wise. It was sad, too. That game had so much potential. So much potential. All it had to do was not screw the pooch. That's all it had to do. It didn't have to be great. Well, it sort of had to be great after they hyped it up as much as they did. But it just needed to not screw the pooch. I'm 100% lurking in and out all day as I'm moving. Why can't I get that rose up there? Been moving for a week and I don't recommend it. Both junk haulers and movers didn't show up. Oh no! Oh no! That's all it had to do. That's all it had to do, though. Well, I hope your move goes good, Miss Alani. Moving can sometimes be a royal pain in the butt. Oh, yep, there's our smoke signal over there. See the smoke coming up? But, yeah. Well, that's all it had to do. That's all it had to do is not suck, and it was just bad. It was bad. Now, see, Cyberpunk 2077, unlike Horizon Zero Dawn, is a RPG that didn't do an action RPG that did it wrong. The RPG end of it is pretty lame when it comes right down to it, in my opinion. It wasn't that interesting. It wasn't that engaging. A lot of the missions felt very the same. There was like one or two missions you could do that were kind of like unique. And then everybody wants to sell you a car for some reason or another.
Damn.
Like you could drive 20 cars. Everybody wanted to sell you a car, and the main storyline was kind of meh. It was okay. It just wasn't that exciting. And all the side missions were just kind of meh. They weren't very unique either. So at the smoke signal here in Interloper, you'll find several things. You'll always get a heavy hammer and a whetstone. You'll get a Mackinac jacket from inside here, and a little food. We'll get a food, and usually we'll have a piece of meat here as well. Ours is ruined because hey, it's ruined. There's usually some firewood, a snow shelter, a body, and this body will have a sewing kit on it. There we go. Now, if you're here on Stalker or Pilgrim or Voyager, also look at the tree, because if you look at the tree here on Stalker, Pilgrim, or Voyager, it'll have a moose hide satchel for you. Oh my gosh! Kimmy Yoda! As we call him, Kimmy Yoda. Kimmy Yoda! Oh my goodness. Not that you guys... Kimmy Yoda's been doing this longer than I have. Not that I need to shout out Kimmy Yoda, but Kimmy Yoda deserves all the love. Give him a follow, boys and girls. Kimmy Yoda is amazing, and Kimmy Yoda is now partnered here on Twitch. Congratulations, Kimmy Yoda. I haven't been able to congratulate you personally, but congratulations, my friend. That is awesome and amazing, and I'm so happy for you. It's a cool little feather in your cap for sure.
Stop me.
Feather in your cap, my friend. But yeah, thank you so much for the host and the raid there. We're going for the moose today, boys and girls. It's moose time. Moose, 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 moose. We're just chilling at the campfire here for a few seconds, though, so we can get warmed back up. It's a little cold outside. What time of day is it? It's getting a little late in the day. I think if I sleep for an hour, I can get warmed up, and then we can head to Monolith Lake. I'm hoping that he's at Monolith Lake, because if he's not at Monolith Lake, that means he's down at the bottom of the zone, which is very annoying, because then you have to haul all of his stuff up to the top of the zone. So I'm hoping and praying that he's not at the bottom of the zone. The Monolith Lake Moose is way easier. Monolith Lake Moose is way easier to get to. Now, if you do come to this signal fire and you don't have a hatchet to chop this brush down, you'll have to scale down this cliff here, which is all sorts of fun. It's doable, though. I usually start down here near the waterfall and go that way, so. But I have a hatchet, so we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We can just go here. Summer Gemini! Hello, hello. And thank you again, 654-681-632 for the follow there. I appreciate that very much. Appreciate that very, very much. All right, so off to Monolith Lake, moose time, and we might get a wolf here too.
Someplace to escape.
There's a wolf that patrols over here, so we got to be a little careful because we have one stank lying on us. One of our pieces of meat is completely rotten, but I have cooking 5, so I'm not going to worry about it. We're going to carry it anyway. But we better gather some sticks as we go, though. Now, this character we did start in Ash Canyon, so we already have the crampons as well as the backpack, which is kind of nice. Kind of a nice start. Ash Canyon's kind of a cool start because you can loot it and get the heck out and never go back, which is pretty much what we've done. Pretty much what we're gonna do.
Not gonna be able to carry this load for much longer.
Oh, do we really have that much weight on us?
That's a moose, guys.
That's a moose, guys.
That's a moose right there.
That's a moose right there. What else do I... Oh, I have that heavy hammer and crap on me, don't I? Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. And an extra Mackinac jacket. And the stuff and things. Things and stuff. Thank you for the moose stomp there, moose stomp pate. I appreciate that very, very much, my friend. Be back in 5 minutes. Have to nurse the kittens. Well, give the kittens little scritches for me. Give them little scritches. Sort of like what we do in Red Dead. We give all the dogs scritches. The cats won't let us pet them. The cats do not let us pet them. Yeah, AC's a good start, except that I couldn't find a hatchet in the zone, or a hacksaw in the zone, so I couldn't get any stuff cut down, which made me sad. Gonna grab a bite. You're gonna be lurking, all right. Well, thank you again, Kimioda. Get a bite, my friend. If you guys have not done it yet, please, 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 I encourage you. Go over and follow Kimioda. He's a master of the long dark. He's also been playing a lot of Stardew Valley lately, which is a really cool little game. And you should check him out while he's doing that as well. Is there a guaranteed hacksaw in Timberwolf? It's about a 50-50. There's a hacksaw that can spawn at the summit. There's also one that can spawn in the Mountaineer's hut. You might get it, you might not, but it's not guaranteed every run. Let's look at the loot tables. Look at the loot tables, boys and girls. We're looking at the loot tables. So loot table 1, the hacksaw's at the summit. Loot table 2, no hacksaw. Loot table 3, hacksaw at Mountaineer's hut. Oh, and loot table 4, hacksaw at the summit. So you got a 50-50 shot of getting the hacksaw at a summit. You actually have a 75% chance of getting the hacksaw in Timberwolf Mountain. You got a 75% chance. 2 of them are going to be at the summit, and 1's going to be at the Mountaineer's hut. But yes, Hawkeye's exactly right. If you find a heavy hammer in the fishing hut, you will not get a hacksaw in Timberwolf Mountain, period. Because that's loot table 2, where there is no hacksaw. Yeah, there is no hacksaw in Timberwolf. That's a good way to remember it, Hawkeye.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Fishing hut hammer means no hacksaw. Well, we didn't get the Monolith Lake moose, boys and girls, which makes me very, very sad. If he was here, there would be markings on that tree there, and he'd usually spawn somewhere out on this lake. Which means we got to go to the bottom. We got to go down. We're gonna lighten our load a lot because we're gonna have to bring back up meat. We're gonna have to bring back up a 5-kilo hide. And is there a hacksaw in Ash Canyon on loot table 2? I don't believe so. No, I've never found a hacksaw in Ash Canyon yet. the moose would spawn here. If there was a markings on that tree up there. But since there's not, the moose is not spawning here. But Watchful Falls is nice. There's usually a dead wolf corpse in here. Sometimes a dead dude. This used to be a spot when Husher Valley first came out. Sometimes you could find a revolver on Interloper in this cave. No joke. No joke at all. Hey, Toxicity Rose, how you doing? Hello, hello. Good morning, darling. Darling, good morning. All right. Oh, let's go poop out the meats real quick. They're gonna put your sister on dialysis. Oh, crap. Oh, jeez. Oh, there's stuff out here, too. I didn't even realize that. Oh, wow, look at all the stuff we got in here. Wow, that's a lot of junk in the trunk there, boys and girls. Yeah, that is serious. I'm really sorry to hear that, Al Nuggets. Is she gonna need, do moose die like bear when you stick them with a flare? Yes. Yes, you can kill them with a bear, but it has to be an instant, just like anything else with the moose, it has to be an insta-kill. You can't, it will not, the moose does not bleed out under any circumstance. So it has to be an insta-kill with the moose. But it will die. I've shot a moose multiple times with a flare gun and killed him in one shot, or killed him when he was charging me.
If I don't rest soon, I'm gonna faint.
Oh no! We were so close, so close. So close. So close we could taste it there. Let's eat down this crappy food. Didn't want to stand around waiting for it. Yeah. Yeah, if you stick him with the flare, it can kill him. But just like with an arrow or anything else, it has to be an insta kill. It has to be a critical kill to get him. So yeah, unfortunately he won't bleed out. Or fortunately, in a way. I sort of like that he won't bleed out. I wish they would put like another bear, like a grizzly bear in the game that doesn't bleed out either. Like a special bear. That would be kind of cool. We had no moose. We had no moose, Mountain Man. The moose did not come around for us. Little bloody bugger. Oh yeah, I've done that too. I've shot a moose multiple times and not had him go down. So it totally could happen that way. Where's my book at? Let's finish reading our book. There we go. And then let's drop our book here. Let's tear down this torch here real quick. I'm trying to do stuff while the storm's going on outside. Well, honestly, it's not the end of the world, Mountain Man. It's just, we need to make ourselves super light so I can go down into the valley and then I can come back up and be able to carry the moose hide, maybe a little bit of moose meat. So we just have to make ourselves as light as we possibly can. So we're going to be dropping some stuff here. Actually, let's put some stuff out here in the backpack here. Let's put our rose hips in there. Let's put the cured gut in there. I know none of this stuff weighs very much, but it all weighs something. Oh, I have a lot of sticks on me too. Throw that in there. Throw those in there. Throw that. Those two in there. Throw the gunpowder in there. Throw most of my cattails. Actually, just throw them all in there. Cattails weigh a lot. Let's throw a couple coffees in there. These are all light teas, so it doesn't matter. I want that stuff. I don't need that medicine. Oh, we can throw the tinder plugs in there too. There we go. All right. Get back inside. Woo. All right, so We definitely need to drop some fuel, which is basically all my sticks. Which is basically all my sticks. Ooh. Oh, wait a second, boys and girls. Oh, you know what time it is. What time is it? What time is it? Hi, Yargold. How you doing?
Too much stuff to carry.
Well, Yargold, we're doing good. We had a huge host and raid for Kimiota. Amazing guy, amazing streamer, awesome dude. We had a big host and raid from Kimiota today. And we're just playing around in Long Dark. We got Long Dark going. We got some State of Decay 2 with Hadrian scheduled for later. Oh yeah, baby. You know it. You know it. Oh yeah. Let's grab our rocks out. We need a couple more rocks, boys and girls. A couple more rocks. There we go. We're gonna leave all of our stuff in the protection of our friend. Our friend's gonna protect it. Well, the problem with that, Yargold, is usually I don't have that much wood on me, so it would be one where it just would be a hard one to fulfill. It would be fun, but it'd be a hard one to fulfill. Heck, spray painting a dude on the wall is hard enough in Streamloots. Because it takes 6 pieces of hardwood, plus coal, plus sticks. There we go. Stickman lives, boys and girls. Stickman lives. I'm gonna take the little, there we go. Just give him a little trim there. Give him a little trim. Give him a little trimmity-do. Alright, we're down to 30 kilos, which isn't bad. We do have a little bit of coal and that on us, which is good. Well, I can leave some of the matches here, too. I'm trying to leave as much stuff as I can here, just because I don't want to have too much weight going down. Oh, I can leave this book here, too. I already read it. Alright, and then last but not least, what we need to do, we need to rip this extra clothing apart. We have boots, an extra Mackinac jacket. Oh, that just hurts my soul. It hurts my soul to rip a Mackinac jacket apart. It just truly, it just truly does. That's like a soul crusher right there. I'm gonna keep the extra hat. Actually, we're gonna repair the extra hat. There are some really bored people right there who assemble huge drawings and words with meat. I've done some stuff as well. At one point, we had 101 cattails, and we spelled out 101 with our cattails. Because we were like, hey, it'd be fun to spell out 101 with the cattails, you know what I'm saying? Really? You broke my tackle. Alright, let's go. Let's go. We got a little bit of daylight left. We're still not too tired that we can't climb. Oh, let's throw that in here. It's going to be the warmest part of the day right now because it's always warmest in the evening time, boys and girls. Evening time is always warmest, so you always want to travel at night in the evening if you can. If you have a choice. He's gonna eat down and drink down everything we can. That'll just make us lighter. Oh yeah, we're down at 25 kilos, so. There's already a card that makes me break down a piece of clothing, but it doesn't make me break down the best piece of clothing. It gives me a choice, so. It gives me a choice. But yes, I can see why you'd like a card like that. Yeah, the best article of clothing, that would have to be like a very rare card. Very rare one with a long cooldown. There's a body or something over here. Could be ledge and dairy. There is a body over here. What do you know? God, it's cold out here. Wow, really? That random body had a shirt and a pair of shoes on it. Why exactly? I don't know. I don't know. So, just to let you know, we do have 2 bear hides and a moose hide cured back in Milton right now. The main reason we're here is to get another, well, we got another bear hide already, but mainly to get another moose hide because we're going to make a moose hide satchel with our first moose hide, which I always do, and then we're going to make a moose hide coat with the second moose hide. So I'm hoping that we can get the other moose hide, get it curing, get it ready to go, and then by the time we've finished our satchel and our bearskin coat, the moose hide should hopefully be cured up for us. So I don't know if we're gonna be able to climb down tonight. Actually, we may just have to stay in the cave up here. He died of starvation because he only had clothes to prevent freezing. Exactly. Usually there's an animal up here. Looks like it's a deer, maybe? Like it's a deer up here. I have never got the moose. There's like a moose corpse that supposedly can spawn up here. I have never got the moose corpse. Ever. Yep, just the deer. I guess I could harvest him up and at least get the hide. Hey, it's Maglin's fire time too. Look at that. This is the spot where my 250-day run ended by suicide. Why did you suicide? You retire them. You never suicide. You retire the character. You retire it. Are you planning on getting a bearskin bedroll or bearskin coat? Or just the coat? The bearskin coat bedroll comes a lot later. I think on my last run, I didn't make a bearskin coat till, or bearskin bedroll. I didn't make one of those till like day in several hundreds. It just doesn't, I don't know. The bearskin bedroll is very heavy and, it's just kind of annoying in that sense that it's so darn heavy. Yeah, I eventually would do a bearskin bedroll. I would definitely keep my regular bedroll though, and not get rid of it. Because if something bad happens and your bedroll gets ruined by an animal, which happens quite often, animals have this weird way of knowing when your bearskin bedroll's there and going, oh, instead of eating you, I'm going to eat your bedroll. Bye. And bearskin bedrolls are kind of annoying to repair. The bearskin bedroll is really nice if you're wanting to spend a lot of time outside. Because I can guarantee you, once you get to end game clothing and you have a bearskin bedroll, there's not a storm in the game that'll be cold enough to make you cold inside an outdoor cave. How have you found the Ash Canyon Interloper spawn? I found it really good, actually. I really like it. I got quick crampons, I got the crampons and the backpack from Ash Canyon, super quick. Well, not super quick. I think it took us. Let's look at the record. It's just, but late game, when you have a lot of bear hides laying around, late game, Mountain Man, I would definitely make one. I would definitely make one. I would not ever discourage you from making one, because it really is a amazing thing to have on you. It's just you have to be judicious in its use, because every time you use a bedroll, it goes down a little bit. So say I use this bedroll for an hour, it's going to go down a little bit. Say I use it and pass time in it, it's going to go down a little bit. Say I sleep in it for 2 hours, it'll go down. Then another 3 hours, it'll go down. The bedrolls tend to go down pretty quickly. You normally don't notice it. Because honestly, it just takes cloth to repair a regular bedroll. So you're like, I don't care. Let my bedroll go down in quality a little bit. I don't care. But with the bearskin bedroll, it's like, oh man, it's going down, and then it gets to a point where you've got a bearskin bedroll that's giving you no better protection than a regular bedroll, and now it weighs 3 times more than a regular bedroll. I'm just going to repair it because I want to. Do you have the moose hide coat or bear coat as outer layer? No, I am not. I have the Mackinac jacket. You're on Voyager, don't seem to. Well, on Voyager Ben's Adventures, you do not need anything that is not man-made. You don't need any of the animal clothing at all. Very rarely will you ever get cold in Voyager. Right now, I'm testing if 2 wolf coats are sufficient on Loper. Bear bedroll really comes in handy in such a case. Well, here's the way I look at it, Yargle. Late game, it doesn't matter in Interloper late game what clothing you have. If you go outside during the daytime, you're going to be cold. If you go out in the morning to about late afternoon, it's probably going to be cold, and you're not going to be able to stay warm from your clothing, no matter what you're wearing. It's just varying degrees of how fast you get cold, if that makes sense. So, 2 wolf coats, go for it. They're easy. The thing about wolf coats is wolf coats are easy to maintain. I mean, there's wolves everywhere. You can leave wolf hides scattered throughout the world and never have to worry about it. So yeah, I would definitely, it's definitely a good strategy if you want to. And it's also a lot lighter than carrying around a bearskin coat or moose skin coat. They don't offer as much protection as the bearskin and moose skin, because that's what I look at with the moose skin, is just the protection factor. I look at the protection factor on the moose skin as like the defining thing why I use it, because it gets my protection up over 50%, which is very nice to have. And that protection can save your butt later in the game when you actually get attacked by something. I was thinking Spine and Ash can. Stacy tried to freeze her character to death because she most likely glitched into the ground. She took off all her clothing. She took all her clothes off while cold and slept for 12 hours. She died of food poisoning in her sleep instead. Well, hey, at least she got her wish. She died. I was thinking Spine, Ash Canyon, clearing up, moving to Timberwolf Mountain, storing everything at Mountaineer's Hut, making the push for the summit, but it doesn't seem viable. So for me, so far in my Interloper AC spawns, the biggest problem with that spawn, Snake Doctor, is that you do not have a bedroll going in Timberwolf Mountain. Ash Canyon and Timberwolf Mountain, there's no bedrolls at all, so you have to make snow shelters. I think I made like 5 or 6 snow shelters between Ash Canyon and Timberwolf Mountain just to get out of there. Matches though, matches aren't too bad. Matches aren't too bad, honestly. I mean, you can get a lot of matches. There's usually a couple boxes of matches in the Angler's Den. There's usually a box of matches somewhere up in the Miners' Camp or over at the Foreman's house, or at that little retreat house that's down the way. There's usually matches at the Gold Mine. I think I came out of Ash Canyon with like 4 or 5 boxes of matches. Something like that. I love the moose skin protection and water resistance. Yes, that's very nice. I love the water resistance as well. I mean, sometimes the second half of the day, the difference is not getting cold for a while versus getting cold slowly. Not much of a difference, really. Exactly, yeah, exactly. That's sort of what I was pointing out, Yargold, is that there's not a lot of difference later in the late game of Interloper. You will never, ever, ever be able to go outside all day and stay warm. Just that's how it is. It's not possible. I don't think the matches are guaranteed. The matches at the Angler's Den are always there. I always find 2 boxes of matches at the Angler's Den. Every run I've had, whether I've gone there on a current run or I started in Ash Canyon, I've always found 2 boxes of matches at the Angler's Den. I don't know about the other matches. You could be right on those other matches, like the ones up at the miners camp and stuff, but the Angler's Den matches, I'm pretty sure are guaranteed. I'm pretty sure. Has anyone got an updated loot table that includes Ash Canyon at all? I do not know. The thing is, I know sprinting in late game is not necessary, but I still really hate sprint being so restricted by double bear coat. Yeah, usually late game you aren't sprinting a whole lot. Late game is not really a sprinting kind of thing. All right, we're going anyway. Even though it's snowing and blowing outside, we're going. Snowing and blowing, and we are going. Yeah, for Interloper, yeah. I don't know if anybody's added to it or not, Snake Doctor. I haven't played enough Ash Canyon to really know where the spawns are at yet. And where skis. There are no skis. There are no skis. But what is there a warmest cave in the game non-transition?
Fingers feel numb.
I don't know if I'd call it warmest cave in the game, but I don't know. Let me think on that one for a second. Drop a few of those here. Drop a couple of those here. That's for our climb back up. Because usually I have to stop here. Most of the caves are about the same, to be honest. I'm trying to think if there's one that's warmer than the other. The cave in Milton. Oh, is the overlook spot in AC at the end of the trail? You have to jump on is super warm. Okay. The one in Milton, in the Milton Basin, seems to be really warm. That seems to be a pretty warm cave. What features? Oh, I think they should add a way for us to... I think they should get rid of us being able to eat 0% meat. I think once meat hits 0%, it should disappear. But they should also, at the same time, implement a way for us to preserve food beyond 0%. Food that would never actually reach 0%. Food that would get down to a small percentage, but would never actually reach 0 because we preserve it, salt it, smoke it, whatever you want to call it. That would be a really cool thing to do. I'd really like to see them implement for Interloper a way, well, and it could be in the other levels too, but to make Interloper kind of fun, especially late game, I would love to see them implement some way for us to craft an improvised firearm. That would be really stinking cool. Maybe we'd find guns around the world that were broken. We could scrap the gun and get gun parts, and then we could take those gun parts to Ash Canyon, or to Bleak Inlet, and actually craft an improvised firearm with them.
I'm gonna need to eat some.
Nothing super powerful. Nothing super powerful, but it would be kind of cool to do. Hey, look, free matches. Free matches! Free the matches, boys and girls. Free the matches. I'm just gonna jump down here and grab some cattails. Yeah, making jerky would be really cool. But yeah, I would love to see some sort of like improvised firearm. And you could do that on any of the game levels. Any of the game levels. But it would make Interloper kind of cool because dried pears. Oh, that'd be so good. It'd make Interloper cool because then you could actually have a limited. It'd be like a one shot at a time, almost like a musket rifle. It'd almost sort of be like a flare gun type gun, where it would be a slow. It wouldn't be something you could easily like reload and shoot multiple times at an animal. But it would just be it'd give you something to do later in the game. And there's enough weapons in the game, but it'd be kind of a cool little thing to have. Because we can get gunpowder, we can make gunpowder in Interloper. We can find gunpowder in Interloper. I would like, if they don't do that, I would like to see them give us a way to craft flare shells out of gunpowder and stuff. I'd like a way to craft flare shells. That would be kind of cool. But again, you could only do it in Bleak Inlet, so you got to get there. You got to get there before you can do it, boys and girls. Oh, it's cold down here. Oh, it's cold. It's only -2. It's only -2, but wish they had games that you could find to pass time better. That'd be kind of cool. That's kind of a cool idea. I haven't thought of that before. But yeah, there is enough weapons. I don't think they need to add new weapons into the game. I'm just saying add in a way for Interloper players to access a limited firearm. And it could even be just like a revolver. It could just be like we could get revolver parts.
Looks
and that's
like
all we... No rifle. No rifle. We could just get a improvised revolver, and that's all we could have. Because I've had a lot of people who've come in and been like, I wish they had guns in Interloper. And it's like, well, they don't have guns for a reason. But they could do it that way, where to get a gun in Interloper, you have to go to Bleak Inlet. First, you have to find the gun parts throughout the world. Which say you find 6 guns, and you have to get like 5 gun parts to make an improvised weapon, because you can only scrap parts out of it. So you got to find 5 weapons throughout the world before you can even head to Bleak Inlet. Before you can even get to Bleak Inlet, then you have to find those gun parts. You got to find gunpowder or the gunpowder materials, and you have to find car batteries, scrap them down. It'd be a long process. It's not like something like where you just go there and you make it. You'd have to have so much stuff. Yeah, and they should be random spawns, just random spawns where you can find it. That would be kind of cool if there was a risk that it could do damage to you. Not just a misfire, not just like a click where it jams, but where it actually could backfire, doing you like 10% damage or something like that. Or maybe it would do 10% damage, and sort of like a moose stomp, it would injure your hand that you were holding the gun with, and you would have to rest. You'd have to bandage it, painkillers, and rest for like 20 hours to get it fixed or something. That'd be cool. Hey, Nash. Well, I always start early on Saturdays and Sundays. Wolf and bear traps would be nice too. Yeah, I don't know. Those could be so taken advantage of. So they did away with wolf baiting because wolf baiting got so taken advantage of. It would be nice if there were a custom difficulty option to include the firearms but make them really rare, like a single spawn rate and only individual cartridge spawns. Why is there so much spray paint everywhere nowadays? Because spray paint's the best thing ever. Chewy, didn't you get the memo? Yeah, me too, Nash. I don't pay attention a lot either, so I get you. Didn't you get the memo? Spray paint is the bestest. And J-Nix, how you doing? But yeah, that would be kind of cool if you could do that. Burnt hand reduces all activities by 10%. Oh, like makes things take longer? That would take a lot of coding, though. I was trying to think of something they sort of have in the game already, like the moose stomp, broken ribs thing, where you have to rest for a certain amount of time before it heals. I was thinking something similar. Would it be OP if we craft something like flint and steel or bow drill? We have talked about a improvised fire making item in Long Dark for a long time. I doubt they're ever gonna do it. I'm just being brutally honest. I doubt they're ever gonna add an improvised fire maker into the game. I mean, we already have the fire striker, the matches. If you're playing on Stalker or below, the cardboard matches. And the most importantly, the mag lens. We got the mag lens, and the mag lens is sort of the mag lens is the long-term fire maker in Long Dark. That's what it's sort of set up to be. So we already sort of have that ability in the Long Dark already. So. And yes, I'm a big advocate of that. I think it'd be really cool, but you'd also have to understand that if you did put a bow drill or something like that into the game, I don't know. I actually have used a bow drill before, and it takes an incredibly long time just to get a spark, let alone get anything to burn. I mean, it's not like in the shows where they go and they get a spark. It's not like that. I mean, it sometimes will take actual hours to get like the right combo of woods and get it going, and I mean, it can take a while sometimes. Depending on what tinder you find, depending on how wet it is, dry it is, it can take a long time to make some of that stuff work. Yeah, a bow drill in a blizzard ain't gonna work. A bow drill in a blizzard is not gonna work. By the way, when you can play Red Dead 2? After last update, they mess up toggle to aim when you mount a horse in story gameplay. I noticed that. I noticed that the aiming was weird, that I couldn't aim on horseback. So that's what they did. Yeah, the last update screwed a whole bunch of stuff up, it looks like. Alright, let's go. We got a little bit of time, we got a little bit of energy. Let's go see about Mr. Moosey. See, there's the moose marks right there on that tree. Single-use craftable item. Ultra slow fire starting time, fire chance. Start slow, it's not worth it below level 5. Yeah, that's true. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I don't know why they have to do the... I mean, I've never played Red Dead Online, yet I get an update for it. It's like, really? I don't play online. Why do I have to suffer? I was trying to see if the moose is even over there. Oh, I think I see him. Oh, there he is right there. There's the moose. We have moose. Oh, we have birch here too. Nice. Start stream yesterday, I got so frustrated. You have to switch to hold to aim when you ride. On foot, no problem at all. The moment you jump on a horse, boom, you're out. Go for another long range one shot. Well, if the moose fails, I need to take this guy here. I need to have at least some food down here, even if the moose fails. I need to have some food, so I guess I can pick the cattails. You know, first playthrough and no spoilers on Long Dark? What do you mean? I'm unsure what you mean, Milidar. Maybe with the bow drill you can try. Oh, jeez Louise. Oh. To make mending interesting.
Do you think it would be a good idea to make stuff like bear and moose coats unable to be crafted unless your mending skill was high/max?
They would need to make mending a little bit easier to skill up. Let's just put it that way. Right? I mean, note the stream tags. You said you have no spoilers. Oh, that's left over from another time. Stream tags are left over from other stuff. I don't pay attention to stream tags, Milidar. That was left over. I think I did that just out of I don't even know how to how do you change stream tags? Oh, I can just click them off like that. How do you even do it? Okay, well, I'm gonna stop the channel right now. We gotta fix this. How do you change it? There, like that. I think I had those on there for I think I had those on there when I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Yeah, mending is pretty difficult to skill up. That's the only downside to that, is that mending is very hard to skill up. I like the idea though. Here's an idea that I want to throw at you too. So say you get to mending skill 5. Once you hit mending skill 5, you could actually start modifying your clothing. You could add rabbit skins to them. You could add deer skins to them. You could add wolf skins to them. Not bear skins or moose skins, but the smaller skins. You could add those skins to your clothing, giving your clothing certain attributes. Either more warmth, more windproof, more protection. One of those 3 categories. It would make your clothing heavier and give you less sprint, but it would give you one of those 3 categories. You could actually modify your clothing to be what you want. Do you want to be a protected character? Or do you want a little more protection from your boots? Do you want to have a little more warmth? Or a little more windproof? Or even a little more waterproof? Or it could be a mix of all those. Like a deer skin could give you more waterproof and more warmth. Rabbit skin would just give warmth. That's all it would give, is warmth. A wolf skin could give you some protection, a little windproof, maybe a little bit of warmth or something. Something along the lines. Or pockets. Pockets! But yeah, that was something we've been kicking around for a while. Now, the downside to that is you do have to have Mending 5 to do it. And the other downside to that is that, just like, you know when you repair a,
I will kill you.
No, you won't. You know how when you repair a snow shelter, sometimes it takes sticks? And when it gets low enough, sometimes it takes sticks and cloth? If you modify a piece of clothing, say you modify deer skin boots with rabbit skin, when it doesn't need a lot of repair, all you'll need is deer to repair it. If it gets knocked down far enough, you'll start needing rabbit skins to repair it as well. And same thing, if you add wolf skins to, say, a deer skin pants, once it gets low enough, you're going to need the wolf skin as well as deer skin to mend it back up again, if that makes sense. Sort of to give it a little bit of a negative as well. You won't just be able to slap a deer skin on a deer wolf coat or a deer wolf pair of legs and repair it right back up again. Ooh. Where is he? I heard him. Oh, he's way over there. He's way over there. I thought he was closer. Roger! Hey, Roger. How's it going, buddy? I sort of need to do this hunt quick, so I think we're gonna take the direct approach. See where I want to kill him at. I want to kill him maybe over here. Maybe by this rock. Oh shoot! I scared him. Gosh dang it! I was just a little too high. A little too high there. So you could have a hybrid bear coat that also has a wolf coat effect for scaring wolves. I don't think it would add to the scarability. I would be hesitant about adding to the scarability, but I would definitely give it more warmth or something if you did that. Oh yeah, we were way over him. I don't know where he's at. Oh, he's way down there. Well, that's kind of cool. I've never seen him down that low before. Well, we hit him once. We hit him once, and then our other arrow missed. There's our other arrow. Alright, we got him one time. This guy here is all hypothetical stuff. No, this is all hypothetical stuff. I was asked Bungrease on what I would like to see in Long Dark, and we started talking hypothetical things that would be kind of cool to see in Long Dark. And I think a Mending 5 ability to modify clothing would be really stinking cool. Very quiet. We're hunting moosies. See, and that's the thing is, I would make it so you couldn't add bear and moose skins to things. It would be pretty much wolf, deer. All right, here we go. Hey, Nate, how's it going, bud? You going to work? All right. Have a good day at work. Stay cool. It would mainly be wolf, bear, wolf, deer, and rabbit pelts that you could add. I missed him on this hit. That was a total miss. Total whiff. I whiffed the death from above shot. Yeah, he did dodge that. I know. He totally dodged it, boys and girls. God, it's hard to get him between the trees. Got him. Got him. I just gotta track him down a little bit. Oh, wow, I've never seen him run up there before. The heck are you doing running over there, Mr. Moose? That is the weirdest thing. What the heck is he doing up there? Can you recognize in real life animal footsteps? No. 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 No, I cannot. All right, well, have fun with Stacy, Unicorn Felicia. All right, let's see if we can find the moose. Maybe get a spot on him. God, this is gonna be hard, and we're freaking cold right now. I'm just afraid we aren't going to be able to get close enough to him. We'll get too close, and then he'll just stomp us. I can't get it high enough up to get on that rock. Oh, snap-a-doo.
Feels like night is coming.
Oh, and we're cold, too. That's the thing that's really suck. It really sucks. Yeah, I hate it when that happens. It's like, geez Louise. We'll watch you after playing with Hatering? Okay. Cool. I have never had him run over here. Maybe I can lure him out. Oh yeah! Oh, I was so worried there. I didn't think I could get my I was pretty sure I could not get my weapon out in time. All right. Oh, geez, the charging moose. The charging moose, boys and girls. All right, let's get this fire started. Like now. Oh, let's throw some coals on there. A few more sticks. There we go. Carcass harvest. Oh, whoa. Let's see. Yeah, let's carcass harvest the moose. Carcass harvest. Let's quarter the moose. I always say carcass harvest. I don't know why. I don't know why I say carcass harvest. It just is what I say. It's what I say. All right, we got the moose. Boy. Oh, did we just get carcass harvesting 5? Nice. Oh, jeez Louise. George and Wheezy. Thank you.
At what point on Loper, do you reconsider lighting the torch with a match?
Do I reconsider lighting a torch with a match? As far as, I always want to check and see if there's a Magellan's chance outside if I can. But beyond that, I pretty much use matches however I feel like it. Generally matches are something you'll be able to, with a lot of looking around, you're going to find a lot of matches in the world. If you haven't found a lot of matches, all I can say is look around some more. I mean, we left all but 1 box of matches at the cave, and we now have 3 more boxes of matches on us just from the cave down to here. There's usually about 400 to 500 matches available to you on an Interloper run, I would guess. That's just a wild shot in the dark guess. But generally you won't run out of them. So I would use them. I would always check to see if you can do a Magellan's fire first, just to be, just to do your due diligence. It's the best thing to use if you can. But if you can't, then I just light the torch with the match and call it a day. And not lose too much sleep over it. Because long term, the matches should run out long term one way or the other. But I wouldn't be afraid, especially early game. You're going to use up a ton of matches. Yeah, it's one of those things where at the beginning of the game, I think your main concern needs to not be about matches. It needs to be about staying warm, and getting water, getting food. And not necessarily in that order. But beyond that, the matches, if you can achieve those 3 things, then you can kind of worry about the matches later on, if you know what I'm saying. It's like achieve the getting food, staying warm, and getting water, and you should be able to find matches down the road. But yeah, no, I totally feel you though, Snake Doctor. I was the same way for so long. I was just like so well, and one thing you can do to preserve your matches early in the game is do a lot of torch walking. Make a big fire, carry a lot of torches around with you, and just light torch after torch after torch off that same torch as long as you possibly can. Because then when you get to a new spot, you already have a fire source, you can just make another fire. Yeah, Yargolt, this was a huge moose for us. Yeah, torch walking is definitely a go-to. Because it has a double positive. Not only do you get the ready-made fire source, but you also can scare away wolves with it, which is very nice to you. All right, time to bounce, boys and girls.
No power in the verse can stop me.
Time to bounce. Time to bounce. Take all of our stuffs. We got 2 more bags here that we can't even...
Something.
Oh, shush-a-doodles. What's our weight at? 38? Oh, jeez. And thank you for the follow there, Asabi SK. I appreciate that.
This pack is getting kind of heavy.
Give you guys night vision so you can see a little bit better there. A little bit better. Moose hide. I know, moose. Moose, moose, moose. What is a posture check? Posture check. That's a posture check right there, because I start to slouch. I start to slouch and hunch over as I stream, so it's good to remind me to straighten my back up, sit straight. That's what it is. It's exactly what it sounds like. But yeah, I mean that's sort of the way I look at Interloper though, Sabi, is that in the early days, don't worry about your matches. If you happen to survive, you'll find more matches. If you die, yeah, I'd rather you die because of, you know, something else other than not having a fire started. I've died that way. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to die with no fire started. I would find that fuel, use that fuel, get that fire going down.
I'm so cold.
Oh, shush-a-doo. You're fine. You're fine. What's our warmth back here? -1. We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay. All right. Let's eat up. But that's what it is, Miss Candela. That's what it is. Posture check is just to make me sit up straight. And it's good because I need reminders to sit up straight every once in a while. All right. Let's sleep for 2 hours. Hopefully it doesn't get much colder. Imagine if the houses on Great Bear Island would have salt in them for you, so you can preserve food. That's a great. That goes back to the whole thing we were talking about. Oh my goodness, Varsan with the 1-year resub. I do them right away, Miss Candela. I never go through and clear anything though.
1 year, about time.
I never go through and clear anything. They've all been taken care of. Complete. There we go. Boom. There we're done. Yep. I never go through and clear stuff. To me, those are throwaway things that I just don't. You're trying to get me to understand the technology of it? How would I understand the technology? All right, Vosan, for 1 year, we're gonna give out 100.
Snake Doctor just subscribed.
2 things a point. Snake Doctor with the 3-month as well. Let's give out some points for that as well. Old Man River just does not get those pasta chicks and those sort of things. The pasta chicks. They're called the pasta chicks. Oh, can I do something here? Hold on, I gotta check out the pasta chicks. The pasta chick, let's edit that. Cool down and limits. Skip reward. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. I did it now, so it should automatically
gifted
clear.
a tier 1 sub to Kimayota. They have given 86 gift subs in the channel.
Miss Alani gifting out a tier 1 sub to Kimiota, also known as Kimmy Yoda. Thank you so much. Oh, and it started our second hype train of the day. Second hype train of the day, boys and girls. Woo woo, woo woo. Oh, chugga 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 chugga. Chugga 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 chugga. Choo choo. Kim E Yoda. Exactly. Isn't that what I said? Kim E Yoda. Choo choo. All right, so I'm in a little bit of hurt, so I'm gonna drink some of this. Well, I'm not thirsty because I just drank. Okay, so we're just gonna get some sleep and get our health back. Hopefully it doesn't get too cold. Morning is always coldest in the game. The evening is always the warmest. So hopefully it won't get too cold on us. All right, didn't get cold. We're good. We're good. Mark Wars just gifted a tier 1 sub to Miss Candela, pushing us over Hype Train level 1 status.
972.
Let's go, baby.
To Miss Candela. They have given 2004 gifts.
And Chewy with the 1,000 bits. What? Chewy with the 1,000 bits. Thank you for the 1,000 bits, Chewy. I just saw that. I was like, why is that not going off yet? Oh, because it's still talking about that. It's still talking about that stuff and things. Well, she does now, Mark Wars. It is no longer a question. It is no longer a question, my friend. Because now she does. All right, so let's break. Oh, jeez Louise. Vorsan gifted out 10 subs. Oh my God, Blue Spark Gaming, ZZ, Sales D, Jenna Becca, Lyrium Dream, Sanders NZ, Yargle, Dead Like Me 62, Valley B, and Difa TL. Welcome into the Ath Pack. Get those rolling sub bombs. Get those rolling sub bombs up there, boys and girls. Woo-hoo! Pushing us up to train level 4, Vorsan, hype. For sure. Oh my goodness, Vorsan. I 1, 2, 3. There we go. Vorsan hype giving out 10 million bear hides to everybody in chat. I'm going to show you where we are on the map right now since we got a little bit of stuff. So this is where we are. We're down in the Valley Cave. The Valley Cave is very nice. Valley Cave is a good place to hang and chill out with your peeps. Wow. Oh, I didn't drop. Oh, jeez Louise. I was so.
Another idea might be to be able to sharpen your arrowheads at Bleak Inlet to make them X% levels more deadly / more durable.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Ooh. So, something like, well, right now, Snake Doctor, we technically are using simple arrows. Wouldn't it be cool if we could sharpen them in Bleak Inlet and make them improved arrows that actually have, like you said, a better damage or make them more durable, something like that? That would be really cool. That's a great idea. Thank you for the 250 bits as well. Thank you for the 250 there. The 250. Boris, it was really worth the money just to see him stutter for a second. Vorsan, you are too kind, my friend. Thank you for all the gifted subs. Mark Wars, thank you for all the gifted subs as well. You guys, everybody in this channel is so generous and wonderful with each other. I'm a very, very lucky streamer to have such an amazing group of people that come and hang out with me, have fun with me, and do stuff. So
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
how much weight do we have left? Oh, we're at 46. Okay. 47, 48, 49. I am a lucky chap. Exactly. Snappy Penguin, do you have any other jobs in streaming? Oh yeah, I work a full-time Monday through Friday job, Snappy Penguin. I work a full-time 40-hour a week Monday through Friday job. Do I have the Rona? I do not, no. But yes, I do that Monday through Friday. I have my weekends off, which is really nice. My job does afford me the opportunity to basically kind of go in when I want, leave when I want, except for Wednesdays, which are always horrible day. But yeah, no, I like my job. So I like streaming. I like streaming, but streaming doesn't afford me. It doesn't afford me the income to quit my regular job. Which is fine. I've been at my same job for almost 14 years, so I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine with it. And I get to stream full-time in my evenings, so, hey, it's a win-win for me. Someday I'd like to stream full-time, but jeez Louise. I look more thank you, Yargold, for the 100 bits. I look at streaming at this point as like something that it gives me a nice little, it's like my side hustle. If I wasn't streaming, I'd probably be out driving for Uber Eats or Grubhub or something like that to make a little extra money. You know, so I wouldn't be doing nothing. But you know, once I decide to retire, streaming is something that I definitely would like to take on full time and make even bigger than I have right now. So, and you know, if streaming got to a point where I could do it full time, I definitely would. But you know, hey, that's, you know, we'll see down the road where that all fits in. All right, so drop a few more sticks back here. We're gonna make a nice bonfire in here. Mark Wars, you're getting your harvest today, my friend. But I really enjoy streaming, and streaming is tough. I mean, it really is. When did I start playing Long Dark? I started.
Thrilling heroics.
Oh my goodness, Mutant Art Cat with the host of the raid, and we hit level 3 hype train. Throw up your hype train emotes if you got them, baby. I got the choo-choo. Thank you, Mutant Art Cat, for the host in the raid. I'll get back to your question there in just a second. And give Mutant Art Cat a shout out there. Thank you so much. Last playing some Green Hell. I gotta try Green Hell out again at some point. I liked Green Hell. I didn't like the natives, and I don't like the backpack, although I'm getting a little more used to the backpack with the with playing the Infected. Green Hell sure is a beautiful game. It really is. But I started playing Long Dark in January of 2017. January of 2017. And it's a lot different from when I first started playing it. When I first started playing it, there was not most of the zones that we are familiar with today. You know, Ash Canyon didn't exist, of course. Here, I'll go over it real quick. I'll go to the map here. Boop, boop, boop. So basically, when I started playing, there was none of this. None of this existed. Bleak Inlet did exist. Ash Canyon did not exist. So basically, it was Forlorn Muskeg, Mystery Lake, Pleasant Valley, Coastal Highway, Desolation Point, and Timberwolf Mountain. Those were the, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zones in the game. I know, Miss Candela. I was just... Are you a mind... Miss Candela, are you a mind reader? I think you're a mind reader. Because I was thinking the exact same thing when I was looking at it today. You are a freaking mind reader. I know. You're a freaking mind reader. I don't know. I know. I've got to do that. I can't do it right now, but yes, I was just thinking about that earlier. Serrated arrowheads for greater deadliness, but they decay. Quickly. Do arrowheads decay? No, arrowheads are good forever. Arrowheads never break in the game, Jay. Never break in the game. But yeah, I seriously, it's so funny you mentioned that, because I was seriously, I swear to God, I was thinking about that earlier. I was like looking at it going, gosh, I should have made the train like have movement to it. I was actually thinking of rolling the engine as well as the following parts of it, but I like the shaky engine with the rolling backs. That would look cool. That would look cool. I was thinking of it all rolling, but I like the shaky. Yeah, I like the shaky. I think that'd be neat. But yeah, it would be cool, J Nix, if they allowed us to make different types of arrowheads. Like we could make a serrated arrowhead, we could make a regular arrowhead, and we could make like a barb point or something. And each one would have different things. That'd be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool if we could have different arrowheads. No, it's always... See, that's the thing about spitballing, J-Nick, is like, you know, you can see somebody else's idea and add to it, or be like, oh, that, if I added this to it, that would be really cool. Yeah, you never truly run out of arrow shafts in Interloper, because like Snake Doctor's saying, you can always go beachcombing and find more. So we're gonna see if we can get a Maglen. Maglens! Maglens, ho! Always use the Maglens if you can, boys and girls. That is my #1 map-saving hint. Is always check, always go outside and check if you can make a Maglens fire. Even if you're gonna go inside and make a fire. Make a Maglens fire, throw a stick on it, grab a torch, and go inside. It's a free fire. It costs you 0, except a little bit of time. And that's it. And it's so worth it, because it saves your matches. Oh, we need to grab some of our fuel. You need coffee. Coffee! And honestly, Snake Doctor, with every expansion they keep putting out with this game, you'll never run out of birch and maple. I mean, Ash Canyon alone added over 10 birch and 5 maple to the game. You can come out of Ash Canyon with so much birch and maple, it's crazy. It's absolute crazy. You fixed your P key? Well, definitely P hype, my friend. P hype. What's my opinion on Wintermute? It's okay. I mean, it's not real the difficulty on Wintermute isn't hard. And the story it's good. It's not what I play Long Dark for, though. I mean, it's not that it's not that it's bad. It's just not what I play Long Dark for. I play Long Dark to make my own story, to make my own adventure, to do what I would cheese with. Thank you, Snake Doctor. To do what I want when I want.
What would be your 2 best/most useful feats for Interloper?
Well, I can tell you what I use for Interloper, and I can tell you the pros and cons of the other ones as well. But yeah, for me, story mode and Wintermute is kind of it's okay. You know, I don't really like. It's not that I don't care about it. It's just that I'm just kind of like ambivalent to it. I just don't like. I'm just like, if it comes out, I'm definitely gonna play it, but I'm not like chomping at the bit for it. I'm more excited for the new zone that will come out with story mode. I'm more excited for that. Well, we had 2020 moves.
That's done.
A lot of stuff happened last year. a lot of stuff happened last year that was sort of out of a lot of control, and so that definitely takes its toll on companies bringing out stuff. So, okay, let me just put the fuel on the fire here, and then I wanted to show you the feats real quick. There we go. Bump, 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 bump. I have a liquid cool. If it's not a fan, I have a liquid cool system. Lurking pause. So I couldn't answer you the fan system. Now you do hear something in the background. That's my air conditioning, because it's really hot outside, and I don't want to be hot while I play games. And my stuff does generate a lot of heat because I got three computers running at the same time right at my feet. So I have a lot of heat going on down there. So for my badges, what I usually choose is Snow Walker and Cold Fusion. I'd say Cold Fusion you should always take no matter what. It's a 2-degree warmth bonus, and sometimes even late in the game, the difference between me being warm and cold in a cave is 1 degree or 2 degrees. And so it does. And early game, it really helps too, because a lot of time early game, the difference between you being warm inside and cold is 1 or 2 degrees. And so this is something, and also this is what I call something you can never get in the game. This is like having a free piece of clothing in the game. Now, book smarts I would never take. You get 10% bonus on a book read, which means you get like 1 point or maybe 2 points extra. Book smarts just not worth it. Efficient Machine. The pros and cons of Efficient Machine. Efficient Machine early game is really good, really good. Your food stretches a lot further. Your food stretches a lot further than it usually does. The con to it is late game, you have food everywhere, or you should. Once you have a bow and you're hunting, you should have food everywhere. Food should never be a problem. It's like, oh, I have cooking 5. There's a wolf. Shoot it. Eat it. I'm done. Oh, there's a bear. I shoot him. I kill him. I harvest the whole bear, and I have 40 kilos of meat hanging around. So Efficient Machine has a as your game progresses, the usefulness of it falls off, in my opinion, a lot. Same thing with Firemaster. Early game, starting a Interloper game with Fire level 3 is amazing. Late game, you're kind of like, God, I wish I'd spent my feet on something else, because I now have Fire Making 5, and Fire Making 3 feet doesn't really do me much. Just saying. And you can get Fire Making 3 pretty quick. I have Fire Making 3. I got it a while ago. I think I got Fire Making 3 on day, I'd say 30 or 40. So Fire Making goes up pretty quick. You can get Fire Making really quick if you want to. The Free Runner one I really don't use either, because it only works while you're sprinting. I love Snowwalker because there's nothing else in the game that gives you a 20% faster stamina bar recharge. Again, it's a feat that it's a feat that there's no duplicate for it in the game. The straight to the heart, yeah, and there's certain situations, Hawkeye, that's true. There are certain situations where these feats would have a greater or better use. I'm just talking for straight Interloper, though. Very straight Interloper. Just if you're just playing straight Interloper. Straight to the heart, I've just never used it. It just doesn't seem to be. I mean, it does give you more effect. It gives it to you longer, so you can sprint longer with the stem. The coffee stays on you longer. The energy drinks, which we don't have, stays on you. So basically, for Interlopers, for coffee and stems. Very situational thing, because you're going to run out of coffee, you're going to run out of stems if you're living for a long time. So it has, again, a gradual decrease in its ability to give you good stuff. Blizzard Walker, I tried it a couple times. It just didn't seem to be very good. It's only when you're walking into the wind. And Dark Walker, it'll just make you very pissed off at the game, because now everything needs to be done at night. During the day, you get really super fatigued, but at night you barely get fatigued at all. So, yeah, it's just one of those things where that's my personal opinion, though. That's my personal opinion. And I'm not saying it's right. It's just my personal opinion on it. Is my PC fully silent? It's not fully silent. It's not fully silent. You're considering building a new PC and cannot decide if liquid or fan cooling would be better. I guess liquid can cool better, but also less loud. It is less loud. My old computer, I don't really listen to my computers a lot, but my old computer, which has the 1080 in it, that one has a fan cool system, and it's a lot louder than my newer computer. So I guess it is a little quieter. To be honest, total cards on the table, though, Lurking Paws, I am not the technical support you're looking for. At both of the computers I have, a friend of mine helped me not only pick out the parts, but build them as well. I mean, he showed me how to build them, and I helped him build it, but he did all the wiring and all that sort of stuff, and he kind of like, I was along for the ride. Let's just put it that way. I was kind of along for the ride. What are my skills? My skills, I don't really have any computer skills. My skills, I'm really good at, I don't know what you call it, organization stuff. I work as an administrative assistant at a company, and I pretty much do all the payroll, the books, ordering products, receiving products. I love retail. I always have. I know it's weird to say that, but I always have. It's just I've always enjoyed it. And I drink Sobe for a living, yes. Oh, speaking of which, I need some Sobe. But once I figure out something, I learn things by repeating repeating them. So I'm like really, oh jeez. I'm really good at things like Excel because I can
There's
poke around on
something
it.
really clever that I never really thought about. Multiple campfires in a cave so that you can cook more and level cooking faster. It's simply but brilliant.
Believe me,
Yes.
I didn't think. I don't think I'm the one who thought of this. Well, maybe I did think of it. I was one of the people who thought of it when the new cooking came out. I was like, "Ooh, I can make lots of campfires. We could have a cookout. We could have a barbecue." Thank you for the 100 bits there. But yeah, that's that. You know, I like stuff that has structure. I like stuff that I can figure out. I like things. Things have to make sense to me. You know when things don't make sense to you? Well, maybe you don't. But when things do not make sense to me, that's when I'm at my highest stress level. Even if things make sense to me and they're bad, honestly, even if it's bad, as long as it makes sense to me why it's bad, I'm totally okay with it. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's what it is. It sucks, but you know, that's what it is. What's my go-to cave in Mystery Lake? The cave right above the camp office. There's actually 2 caves right by the camp office. There's the one that's right above it on the overlook, and then if you go down the little canyon, and you go over the hill, there's a cave there as well. I'm more concerned about the temperature. My current old setup uses fans only and heats up very high. First stay cooler even if it's louder. So, geez, does anybody in chat know what's better for cooling something, a liquid cool or fan or more fans? I see. My first impulse is to say more fans are probably better, but I'm probably 100% wrong. I'm probably 100% wrong. There's quite a few computer geeks out there in chat, I'm sure.
Can stop me.
Hey, Natalie Blue, thank you for the follow. How you doing? I'm sure there's a lot of good computer geeks out in the crowd. I'm a geek, but I'm not a computer geek. I'm more of a nerd. I'm a comic book Doctor Who nerd. So, and I have been most of my life. Now, I did for a while. I worked in the comic book industry for a while, for about 20 years or so. Mainly comic book shops. I actually owned my own comic book shop for about 2 years when I lived in Boise, Idaho. I had my own comic book shop there. Capital Comics. It was fun. It was fun to do it. It was mid 90s. Comic books were really going strong. Comic books today are kind of garbage, but you know, back then comic books were really going strong. Oh, won't let me put it down there. Oh. But yeah. So that's sort of where my love of retail kind of came in. Do you ever bother chopping cedar and ashland for wood? Yes. On a rare occasion, if I go outside and it's one arrow down temps, I will attempt to take a fir or a cedar limb down, but only in that instance. It has to be very specific, because usually it's just too cold. You lose way too much health in the time it takes you to harvest it. Yeah, oh yeah, I knew what you meant. It just takes way too much time to harvest it, and you're usually cold. And in the same time that it took you to harvest it, you could go gather 50 sticks. So, well, Lurking Paws, I hope that helps you, my friend. It's really hard right now, to get a lot of computer parts. I know well, not hard, but expensive. So I understand it's kind of one of those things where you kind of are like, yeah, God, I want to make sure I'm doing the right thing. We'll go outside and look at the beautiful aurora in a second. I want to get these fires all on the same page. All right. I can't believe we got all one kilo pieces of meat. But we do have cooking. We do have cooking 5. So I just reserved the Steam Deck. I'm super excited. Oh, Steam Deck's so awesome. The Steam Deck's so awesome, and I so underutilize it, to be honest. To be totally honest, Valley B, I so underutilize my Steam Deck. I mean, I basically have 2 screens. One so I can change it around to full screen, big head screen, break screen, you know, and then back to the game screens. I have my Amazon Prime thing on there. I can give out points. And then I have one that's all like different emotes that I can put out. You know, so but I so underutilize it. I didn't even know until I went to TwitchCon 2019, which I hope they have TwitchCon again this year. I really truly do. When I went to TwitchCon 2019, I finally found out that Steam Deck you can use multiple different pages on it. I never knew that. Steam Deck has a Switch-sized handheld that plays your Steam library. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, did you say Steam Deck? No, Stream Deck. Oh, did you say Stream Deck? Oh, well, I totally biffed that up. The Steam Deck. Stream Deck is, yeah. Stream Deck. I read it as Stream Deck. Well, I have a Stream Deck, too. I don't have a Steam Deck, though. But you have a Steam Deck. Or, Steam Deck. I didn't know what that was. What does that allow you to do? Well, see, I've been rambling on, and now I feel like a total fool. But that's okay. You can't get to TwitchCon to see you in games. Oh, I so hope Games is going. I so hope Games is going this year. Steam Deck is a Switch-sized handheld that plays your Steam library. You should look at the Steam store page, okay? Steam store page, huh? Get it now. That's a VR kit. That's a Terriana thing. That's the Valve Index. That's the Cryptid, that's Kenshi. Operator 911 and Operator 112 into the radius. Monster Hunt Stories 2, okay. Fallout New Vegas, Swords of Legends. Steam Deck, there we go. I found it. I just had to wing through it there. Choose your Steam Deck. Holy crud! $400 to $650. What do you get for $650? You get 512 gigabytes of fastest storage, premium anti-glare etched glass, exclusive carrying case, exclusive Steam community profile bundle, exclusive virtual keyboard theme. That's kind of cool. It looks like a fancy Game Boy. It looks like a fancy Game Boy. That's kind of cool looking, though. Exclusive ripoff and drain your wallet. You know, hey. If you like gaming on the go, it's your best bet. Yeah, oh, I can imagine. Well, you have your whole Steam library on it. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. I don't really game on the go, though. When I game on the go, it's very simple. I play Farmville. Hey there. Yes, I said, actually it's Farmville 2, but when I game on the go, it's just on my phone, and I just play Farmville. It's easy. Farmville is very structured. Farmville is very structured. It feeds that need, the need for structure. How much meat do I have? I got a lot. We will see how much meat we have. I was just setting these up so I could get one last little thing on here. These are all kilo pieces. We got 45 kilos of meat out of that moose. I have all the meat. All the meat. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, those are breaking quarantine there. I've got all the meats, boys and girls. So I got at least 30 kilos sitting right here. Some more on the fire, 8 more on the fire, 7 more on the fire. Backer! How's it going, buddy? Oh yeah, I played Farmville. I played Farmville 2 for years and years and years. It's on my phone. It's just a game I play. It's like nothing, you know. It's fun. It gets a little competitive sometimes when they have like little events and stuff. But it satisfies my organization because there's a lot of recipes to remember. There's lots of things to do in it. There's lots of different things you can do as well. You can sort of play it the way you want. But I like Farmville 2. It's a fun little app game. It's been out for a long time though too. It's been out for ages. Let's sharpen up our knife. Does cooked meat go bad? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It does go bad, but as long as you don't put it into a container, it will stay good forever. You can just leave it outside. You don't have to worry about it. Don't you hate it when you look over and realize you already ate the last fish taco? It says it will play AAA games. You can use the controller or peripherals and dock to monitor or TV either with cable or wireless. I prefer my gaming laptop, but it's nice for portability. Exactly. Exactly. Portability is always a nice feature. See, the funny thing is, does it compare to PC for gameplay, or does it run slow with games like Ark and modded Minecraft? Yeah, I don't know. I would imagine it probably runs a little slow, would be my guess. That'd just be my wild hair, uneducated guess, but, you know, I'm not the tech support you're looking for. I never got into the handheld craze. I don't know why. I gamed on consoles, and I gamed on PC, and I never really got into handheld stuff. I was never a Game Boy person, but all that stuff came out when I was old. It all came out when I was older. The first gaming stuff I played was all console, like Atari 2600s and 5600s. And then I was out of it by the time Nintendo came around. Atari's actually kind of died. And then Nintendo kind of revived the whole thing, but I was never around when Nintendo's got big again. I as far as gaming wise, I wasn't really playing anything then. And my kids were too young to really get into those. I think the first thing my daughter or son ever got into was like the PlayStation. I think that was like one of the first consoles we owned was the PlayStation. And then the Xbox. The Xbox was the next one. That's the one my son really wanted. And then I started playing Halo and stuff like that on that. But yeah, I never really got into them otherwise. And I never got into the handheld stuff very much. They loved their Game Boys. And the Game Boy DS. I remember the kids all wanting the DS. The DS. I was like, whatever. Whatevs. You know, Atari actually put out a handheld for a little while. It was pretty bad, but they put one out. I had a DS, now I have a 3DS. There you go. But yeah, I wasn't playing games during that time. Just wasn't my thing. And I do like big screens. Big screen TV's even better. Did you ever play Game Boys in the 80s? 80s? No, I didn't even know Game Boy. Were Game Boys even out in the 80s? I thought Game Boys were more of a 90s thing. Were they even out in the 80s? Hey Siri. When was the first Game Boy in the United States?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.org.
89.
First handheld in the Game Boy family. It was first released in Japan in April 1989.
I was 19.
3 months later,
Never did. I was 19, so that was out of my sphere of interest or anything at that point, to be honest. I was too busy brushing my mullet. Exactly. I just got a projector with a screen size up to 240 inches. What? You were 4? Yeah. I never got into it. No. I never got into the handheld stuff. It was something that I was working at the comic book shop. Games were not really a big part of my life back then. They just weren't. The 80s and 90s, I never really played. The late 80s to basically 2000s, I never really played any video games. I played a few. I played a couple. But I didn't really play that much. Towards the end of the 90s, I was playing a little bit of stuff, but not that much. Game Boy, yes, Game Boy. I believe it was the Game Boy. I'm pretty sure it was the Game Boy. You've got 3DS basically to keep up with the Ace Attorney series. Now they're portable on Steam. Oh, now they're porting to Steam. Oh, that's awesome. Nintendo is a brand. Yeah, I think it was a Game Boy. I just want something I can play modded Minecraft and Ark on. There you go. Sega had the Game Gear. Hey Siri. What was Atari's handheld game system?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, of course. Hey Siri. What system did... Hey Siri. Was it the Jaguar? Oh, it was the Jaguar. I had one of those. I had a Jaguar. Hey, I wonder when that came out. Hey Siri. When was the Atari Jaguar released?
Atari Jaguar was published November 23rd, 1993.
Oh, no, I don't think that's... No, it wasn't the Jaguar. I think it was the Lynx. Hey Siri. What Atari handheld devices were there?
Okay, I found this on the web for what Atari handheld devices were there. Check it out.
That's retro stuff. Okay, there's the Game Boy. Oh, what was the one? Somebody come up with it. Because I played some handheld stuff in the 80s. It was the Atari Lynx. Hey Siri. Show me the Atari Lynx. Oh, that's wrong. She'll try to show me a picture. God dang it.
I couldn't find any matches in your photos library. Here?
Oh, shoot. She showed me one. I was going to show it to you. Hey, Siri. Hey, Siri. Show me a picture of the Atari Lynx. Oh, well, that's not an Atari Lynx, but that's a neighborhood kitty that I played with. That's not an Atari Lynx, but that could be a Lynx. Aww, the kitty loved me. That kitty was my buddy. Well, she didn't find an Atari Lynx, but she found another picture of something like that. The bank's best Lynx ever. Okay, so we are going to climb up the mountain now. Take all of our stuff. We're gonna slowly schlep things out of the canyon here.
No power in the verse can stop me.
I'm gonna leave that down here. Yeah, that's a neighborhood kitty that likes to be petted. Although I haven't seen that. I think the people who own that cat moved out. Now there's a black kitty in the neighborhood that I like to pet and be nice to. Oh, we're too heavy now. Around day 55, an interloper finally got a moose spawn in Mystery Lake, and now waiting to get the satchel. Then I want to go to Ash Canyon. Nice, Branjam. Nice. So it was the Atari Lynx. Total stream disrail points? Oh, jeez Louise. Seriously? Okay, well, don't do that. Hey, Siri. Can I see the Atari Lynx?
Okay, I found this on the web for Can I See the Atari Lynx?
Oh, it's got one on Amazon? No way. Oh no. It said it had one on. Why is Siri being such a butt? Atari Lynx. There we go. I wanted to show you a picture of it. Oh yeah, this was it here. That's it there. Oh my god. That was the Atari Lynx right there. That was the Atari Lynx. When was that put out? I wonder. Atari Lynx.
Feel my feet.
Release date September 1st, 1989. 1989. That's crazy. Yeah, the Game Watch? Oh, Game & Watch? Oh, wow. Well, there was a lot of them out around that time that were like handheld. I had a football one, Miss Candela, that was put out probably in the early 1980s, I would guess. But yes, there were some game handheld ones like that. I see what you're talking about handheld wise now. I see what you're talking about handheld wise. Yes, I totally get it now. I thought you were talking about like the actual like gaming consoles by Game Boy and Sega and stuff like that. But there was a lot of them. Yeah, I had a lot of them too. I swapped them around with friends a bunch. My football one was my favorite though. That's the size of a graphics card. Yeah, it was the size of a graphics card today. We are in Hush River Valley right now. Push into the top, baby. This is gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. Come on, over the top like Sly Stallone. Adrian. I got to the main blue points in HRV, 2 ice caves, single fire. Never had to climb any of these positions. Only one rope in the cave. Yeah. You were 8 days old then. I had just turned that when it released, Miss Candela. I had just turned 10 a day before. One day before I turned 10. Isn't that crazy? We were all such babies. All such babies. We were babies. I just threw a bunch of PC away, some pretty good. i5, i7, I think. 3 i5, i7's about 8 older ones. What? Yeah, you weren't even born yet. Yeah, most people probably weren't. All right, let's drop these. Boop, drop that. Yeah, there's some old farts in this place. Well, heck, I turned 51 this year. 51. 51. I used to, when I was younger, I looked at 50. I looked at 40 and went, oh my god, that's so old. 40 years old. 40 years old. Yes, yes, April 27th. Yep. 40 years old. That is so old. So old. It's not that old. 40 is nothing. 40 is nothing. You're a slightly fresher farter. Whoa. Can you say that here? Alright, let's drop those. Yeah, 40 is not that old. Even 50, I know everybody's situation is individual and unique, but even at 50, I don't feel that bad. I thought, God, by the time I get to be 50, I'm going to be crippled, walking over with a hunch in my back. I mean, you know, those 50-year-olds, they're ancient. Those 50-year-olds are like ancient, man. You're a 20-year-old in a 42-year-old body. Oh no! Well, honestly, I feel better today than I felt in my 30s. My 30s were probably the roughest. I didn't like my 30s. My 30s were not a lot of fun. Let's put it that way. My 30s were not. I don't look a day over 50. Well, thank you. But yes, yes, Zesso. My birthday is on the 27th. I feel like COVID has aged me. Definitely feel my age more now than 2 years ago. Yeah. What skills do you focus on leveling up? The main ones you want to level up, especially Mountain Man in Interloper, is your cooking. Your cooking is probably the #1 skill you want to level up. Carcass harvesting is nice, but you kind of get that along with the cooking because you're harvesting animals. To level cooking early game, pick all of the rose hips and mushrooms that you can find. Cook every single one of them up. Cook every can of food that you find, even if you don't eat it right away. Cook all of those. You get a cooking skill up for each one. But yeah, cooking 5 is best because you get no parasites or food poisoning anymore. Carcass harvesting sort of comes along with it because you harvest some animals up to make some food. And then archery is something you want to read every archery book you find so you can raise your archery skill up as fast as possible. Because getting to archery 5 is key. It's beautiful. Mending and fire starting. I just kind of, whenever I light a fire, I get a fire skill. I don't aim to up my fire skill. Although getting it to 3 is kind of nice because you don't need the damn tinder anymore. Mending is just a hard one to get raised up. But hey, when I had turned 42, the best year of my life, I got to retire. Oh, I'll retire when I die. I'll never retire. Even if I retire, I'll still be doing this, so I won't really truly be retiring. But yeah, that's how I would sort of go with them. Mountain Man. I would definitely focus on the. I'm gonna drop a few things here just so we have a little lighter load. I definitely focus on the cooking first, and then the fire, the bow skill next. It will really it'll really benefit you. Yeah, exactly. Isn't that great when you can retire and sort of do something you love in place of just working all the time? Is that great? Hopefully one day I can do that with streaming. That'd be kind of cool. Found 2 revolver bullets in a body in HRV. Oh yeah, yeah, that happens. Yep, you definitely branch them. That will happen. It used to be that you could find a revolver in Hush River Valley every once in a while too. Gunsmithing is the most important one. Well, that's very cool, Rip Ripper. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for you, and honestly, I'm a little jealous too, because I wish I had a job like that. But no, it actually usually happens. You used to be able to find a revolver in Hush River Valley sometimes too, and so you would actually have a reason to have the bullets, which was kind of cool. I'm doing pretty good. I've lived 42 years without feeling my age. It's hard to feel so young when my baby brother, who my husband and I raised, is now 17. Oh yeah. You was able to retire a few years ago, but I got bored and found a fake job. See, that's the thing is, I don't. If I truly retired, I don't know what I'd do with myself. And honestly, I like my job. And it's taken me, I've taken a very slow path in life. I didn't go to college. I didn't get a high-paying career to start out with. Everything I have now is because I've worked my ass off for 30 years to build to a point where I could be where I am now. And so, and none of the jobs I've ever had have had, like, you know, retirement plans and that sort of stuff. Although I do have a matching thing with my boss, and I do have a little retirement fund set up now, which is kind of nice. But you know, it's not much.
Close my eyes.
I mean, you can't retire. I mean, I think I have like maybe 30,000 in retirement in my retirement fund. which sounds like a lot of money. So basically, I could retire for a year and live off that. You need a lot more than that, believe me, and I'd be drawing on that all the time. But you know, it's taken me a long time to get to the point where I am, and I'm happy where I am. So, you know, I'm gonna stick it out. Stick it out. So, you know, and it's taken me a long time to get here. So, but you know, the nice thing is I've always been about side hustles, though. I've always tried to have a side hustle. Back in the day, I was side hustling on eBay. Remember back in the day when you could actually get stuff? You could sell it on eBay, and it was before PayPal and all that stuff was involved. And yeah, it was a little sketchy on the sketchy side, but you dealt with people who had high ratings, and it usually was pretty good because people really didn't bot a lot. So my side gig back then was I would go to flea markets and Goodwill outlet stores and garage sales, and I'd find stuff that I was like, oh, I could probably resell this to somebody online and make a little money. And I did, and it was pretty fun. I did that for like a year. That was kind of a cool little side job. You know, but I've had a lot of little side jobs as life has gone along. Yeah, flipping cars. Exactly. Yep. There you go. I'm currently looking for other options. Mrs. Wars and I are ready for a new adventure. I may have news on that front. Ooh. Now, without giving anything away, would this involve a move, or is this something where you would be in your current location doing this activity? You don't have to give it away if you don't want to. I'm just curious. I'm just curious because one is like huge, the other is like it's huge, but it's not as huge as the way you know what I'm saying. You don't have to say anything though. I'm not trying to drag it out of you or nothing. But that's cool. That's cool. Mark Wars has the perfect business strategy and role on the course to find out how you can make $200,000 a month. Yeah, I don't think that's possible. I disbelieve. I disbelieve. Oh, I don't have enough cloth. This is the funny part. I end up working more for myself than I did for others. Well, you know, Ripper, when you're working for yourself,
it's time for
when
you
you're
to
working for yourself, it's never. Oh, I should go make a rabbit friend when the storm passes. When you're working for yourself, it's never as bad as when you're working for somebody else. It doesn't feel like work when you're doing it for yourself. Hadrian! Oh, you sexy son of a bee sting. I feel like Jeff Bezos makes around that much. He's a millionaire or something. Yeah, he's a millionaire or something. My place here in San Diego is always going to be here. We might be looking at doing some things for some time period, so it wouldn't be like truly moving, but our bodies might be located elsewhere. Oh, that's cool! Well, good for you, Mark Wars. Good for you. You're the Bezos of my heart, Hadrian. Aww. Aww, that's so sweet. That's so adorbs. I'm just gonna sleep a little bit at a time because I don't want to die in the middle of the night. My husband's a mechanic and he used to want to start his own shop, but with how people act nowadays, he's changed his mind. Yeah. Well, and honestly, Nexida, it is tough, and I've seen this through my work directly. It's tough to be in business for yourself right now. It's tough to get employees. I mean, it's tough to get employees. It's tough to get people to come in and even interview for a job. Everybody seems to want to start up here, basically at the top of the food chain, instead of like working their way up through a job. Everybody's like, well, why can't I be the lead person? I mean, I have no experience. I'm just out of college. I have no experience, or I have no college, but I'm just starting out in this job. Why can't I be the lead person? Why can't I get paid as much as they do? And it's like, because they've been here for 20 years and they know 10 times what you know, and sorry, that's not going to happen. I know, Rip Ripper. It's taken a long road to get here, though. It has. It's taken a long road to get here. I mean, this September, Rip Ripper will be my 5th year on Twitch. Well, I'm in my 5th year right now, but it will be my 5th year anniversary on Twitch. It'll mark 5 years since I started streaming. So I guess I'm in my 4th year. It started in 2016, so 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20. No, I'll have been streaming for 5 years this September. God, I always get those confused. I always get those confused. There's a huge labor shortage here in Indiana. It's insane. They just extend the unemployment again. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't get that either. I don't get that either. I do not get that either, Corn Dog. I don't get it either. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the thing, Spartacus, is because it's taken me longer to build a channel. Yeah, I don't have the biggest... I mean, I have a pretty good-sized community, I think. But I have a community built up of a lot of different diverse people who come from different diverse areas in the world. And it's a very tight-knit community. It's very tight. And I love when I go into other channels and see people, like if I go over to another channel and I see somebody in there from you know, that I recognize from my channel, I'm like, hey, how's it going? You know, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. JP Morgan's about to do the same thing. Oh, wow. Well. Oh, I hope that doesn't happen. I hope things turn around soon. I started watching you in your 3rd month. 3rd month. Wow, Rip Ripper. That's crazy. That's back when I was still doing some some EverQuest, wasn't it? Or did it just started Long Dark then? I started in September, October, November, December. Yeah, that's like right towards the end of EverQuest and right before I started getting into Long Dark. That is cray. That is cray. That is super cray. Boop. Let's eat. And then we're gonna just we're at 21 kilos right now. I really want it to be daylight out before I go though. Just start a Long Dark. Just start a Long Dark.
No
Wow.
power in the verse can stop me.
Jay is silent. Jay is silent. Jay and Silent Bob. Jay and Silent Bob. Great movie, by the way. It's silent Jay. Jay is silent though. It used to be Silent Bob, but now it's Jay and Silent Bob. Jay is silent too though. I mean, housing is stupid high and the pay is crap. Doesn't make sense. Make it pushed out of our hometown because everyone moving here with lots of cash and remote work. Yeah, remote. I think that's one thing the pandemic has really changed the way that a lot of work is done, because a lot of companies and a lot of people realized they could just work remotely, that they didn't have to actually be there in person. I know my best friend, she is now working completely 100% remote from her house, which probably wouldn't have happened before the pandemic. So, you know, you always have to look for the silver lining in bad things. Bad things are going to happen no matter what. But hopefully you can find a silver lining in it. I think the work from home thing is kind of a silver lining in a way. But it also has its downsides as well. Because a lot of people who used to live close to the office where they had to work can now afford to not live close to that office, allowing them to move out to the country or to a more rural area where housing is not as expensive as in the city, which is making things, I think in the future, it's going to depress costs of homes and stuff in the cities in a small way, but it's going to raise stuff in the suburbs a lot too. So it's just a shift. It's a shift, I think, that you're going to see. I think in the long run it may cause it so that more in-city stuff will start to become rentals.
My fingers feel numb.
Which may be, you know, maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see, I guess. A lot of things are changing right now, coming out of the pandemic. That is for sure. and I don't even want to call it a pandemic. Coming out of the epidemic that we've just been through. Pandemic, honestly, kind of bothers me. Hey Siri, what's the definition of pandemic?
As an adjective, it means of a disease prevalent over a whole country or the world.
Okay, a prevalent over a whole country or the world. Well, I guess it is kind of a pandemic. It is, okay. I was just wanting to make sure that we were using the right terminology. I hear pandemic thrown around a lot, and it just is like, is it the right terminology? It is the right terminology. Siri told me. I don't need you to tell me, Adrian. Siri told me that it's the right terminology, okay? She told me it's the right thing to say. I just wanted to make sure. Hey, Siri. What's an epidemic?
An epidemic is the rapid spread of disease to a large number of people in a given population within a short period of time.
Okay, so it is an epidemic, and it's generally a pandemic as well, because we went through an epidemic and have a pandemic. Oh, interesting. Oh, shush! I don't want anything else from you. Hadrian, massive eye roll. I'm gonna get crap from Hadrian about that later on. I would not want to live near a lake. I just want to live where there are little to no people. Oh, I think a lot of call center jobs are going to stay remote. Oh yeah, I think a lot of them are going to stay remote.
Too cold to think.
Oh, shusha doodles. Shusha doodles, you'll be fine. We'll come back here, we'll hunker down for a second. Now we got to get out of this zone. Now we must leave the zone, boys and girls. Well, and I mean, even in even for like we have credit card machine things at work, and if we have an error or some sort of problem, and I have to call the Avalon company that runs all of our credit card stuff, all of their people are working remote now. I can hear dogs and people in the background, and kids in the background when I'm talking to them. So I know that a lot of those jobs have moved to the remote option as well. A square is a rectangle, but a rectangle isn't necessarily a square. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Jay. You're right. You're right. So a pandemic is an epidemic, but an epidemic isn't necessarily a pandemic. Is that what you're saying? Is that sort of where you're heading? That's sort of the mindset that you have? Okay, I get that. I get that. Okay. Yes, it is a square rectangle conundrum. It's a conundrum, boys and gals. I need my pots for sure. How much wood do I have on me? Not very much. Not very much. I'm gonna leave that one piece of wood here, though. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. Hear more pandemic talk later with Hadrian, with special guest Hadrian later, schooling Atheenon on the proper words for things. It will happen, boys and girls. It will happen. I can't. You know I can't do this. No, Hadrian's gonna be joining me in about an hour and 10 minutes, and we're gonna play some State of Decay 2 together. The jockstrap to this lovely. He's not the jockstrap. He's my support. He's not a jockstrap though. Hadrian's my support animal. When I think of Hadrian as my support animal, I imagine a fluffy little koala with those big eyes. Hadrian's like, wait a second. This is the first thing that came to mind. Hey, you know what? The first thing that comes to your mind is usually the truth, so. Alright. Let's get out of this zone. We got a moose hide on us. We got Atheenon always knows the proper words for things, and if he doesn't, he makes a word that becomes a proper word. Well, that is true. If I don't, I just make it up. And I think Hadrian is more of a codpiece than a support garment. Kinda thought Hadrian would be a raccoon. No, I don't really see him as a raccoon. Raccoons are mean little critters. And I don't see, but see, that's the thing too, is I know a lot of people look at raccoons as being cute, and, you know, they got the little basket, it's all cute. No, raccoons are mean little bastards. Koalas are smooth brains, so if anyone's a koala, it's probably you. What's a smooth brain mean? Hey Siri, what does smooth brain mean?
Here's an answer from Wikipedia.org. A cerebral cortex without surface convolutions is the sense of it, meaning smooth brain.
What does that mean? I'm too dumb to understand the insult! I'm too dumb to understand. I'm just like, yeah, okay, that sounds like me. Shots fired. Yes, that sounds like me. I'm too dumb to understand the insult. You'll have to explain it, Hadrian. And I know you are college educated, but please use small words. Some of us are not as smart. Some of us are not as smart as you. So please use small words for me. Hey, look. But can you make as cute a stickman as I can? In the end of the day? At the end of the day, does your stickman have as bushy a hair as I do? It means you're dumb. Okay, it means I'm dumb? Oh. Okay. I've been called worse. I've been called a lot worse than just being dumb. Being dumb. Now here's the thing, you gotta tell me, next you have to tell me something I don't know. So that's one thing I do know. Now tell me something I don't know. Because that's something that's like a known quantity. I mean, that doesn't shock me. I am familiar with the term mouth breather, and I will, on occasion, I do breathe through my mouth. So I guess I qualify for that too. I don't know. Most of the time, my nose gets really stuffed up a lot, though. Smooth brains means doesn't have thinkety-think parts. Oh! Now, knuckle dragger, I do know. I do not drag my knuckles. Unless I'm doing something down on my knees, you know, like I'm doing some painting or something, then I might drag my knuckles to move a little bit, I guess. Do you know that limpets have penises up to 7 times their body length? Oh my. Wow. Oh my. Just downloading this game and dropped in to check it out, so I'm confused. There's so much ground meat. That's because I killed a moose, my friend. See this big moose hide here? I just killed a moose. But, Straight Thuggin', welcome to the channel. This is an amazing game. I would definitely recommend, if you're just downloading it, if you've never watched gameplay, if you've never really experienced The Long Dark before, my suggestion to you... Not to breathe and spit, first of all. But my suggestion to you is to play the story mode. Kind of get used to some of the basic mechanics. Maybe not even play the full story mode. Play the first 2 chapters of the first chapter. Kind of figure it out. But after that, I would recommend you play on either Pilgrim or Voyager. Pilgrim and Voyager are the easier gameplay modes, but they're very much more forgiving. Because the one thing you have to remember with all the survival modes in this game is it is permadeath. There is no restarting on the survival modes. Even on the easy survival modes, you die, everything is gone, you have to re-roll a character again. So it can be very frustrating for people who are used to games like Green Hell, or even The Infected, or The Forest, games where they have a respawn mechanism where you respawn, you lose some stuff, but you maintain where you were at before. So in that instance, Long Dark is very dissimilar from every other survival game out there. So that's something just to take into account. Yeah, there's no mulligans in Long Dark. There is none. You die, you're dead, you're done. The only mulligans that occur in Long Dark are in story mode. Story mode, you can do story mode with respawn points. But all the challenges, all the survival modes are all permadeath. You die, you start over again. But I would recommend doing either Pilgrim or Voyager, or if you're feeling interested, try a couple of the challenges out. The challenges are sort of set on a Voyager difficulty level, and they give you some direction. The Nomad challenge is kind of nice in the sense that it forces you to go to different places on the maps, and it gives you a chance to live there for a few days, explore, and figure out what's around there. Some of the other challenges, like the Hunted, Part 1 and 2, the Hopeless Rescue, they take you all over the maps and are kind of fun, but they are a little more stressful. But yeah, definitely start on Pilgrim or Voyager. I'd say if you played through the story mode, you'll probably be set up to play on Voyager. If you want to jump right into survival mode, I would say play on Pilgrim. If you're jumping right into it, because there's a lot of game mechanics to get down. Now, Stalker and Interloper are more difficult, and it will take you longer to get into those. But don't give up. You can do it. You can do it. It just takes a while. But I hope you enjoy the game. I really, truly do. I've heard a lot about the Forest. I got Long Dark for free, so I see no reason not to try it. You think the Forest is one to pick up as well? I didn't like the Forest. The Forest was one I wasn't really a fan of. I didn't like the Forest a lot. It wasn't one that I was a big fan of, to be honest. I know a lot of people like the Forest. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not my type of game. The Forest has a lot of if you don't mind glitchy, weird little dudes jumping around and attacking you all the time and trying to kill you, the Forest is probably fine. I didn't like that aspect of it. I didn't like that aspect of it. I like more man versus nature. And the Forest is more man versus man in some ways. And although Green Hell's AI is a little bit better with their natives, the Forest natives are just horrific. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna pull punches. The Forest natives are horrifically horrible in their AI. And they just are annoying. They make annoying sounds, they move in weird ways, they have weird rules about what they do and what they don't do. And then they beat you and take you down into a cave, and it's weird. I don't know. I don't like that aspect of it. I don't want to feel like they're gonna Green Hell though, if you're gonna pick up one, I would pick up Green Hell over the Forest. Green Hell's, except for the backpack in Green Hell, Green Hell's AI on the natives is a little bit better. You can turn them off though if you want. It does not have the best ideas for inventory management though. There's an auto sort. Ooh, well, like I was saying earlier, Hawkeye, I might have to revisit Green Hell. They've added to the story in Green Hell, from what I've heard, and there's now an auto sort in it. Green Hell, you can do it co-op. Forest is co-op. You can do Green Hell co-op too, I believe. I believe Green Hell is co-op now as well. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe you can do Green Hell as a co-op game. Long Dark is a straight-up solo player game, so it is co-op. And for those of you who want a co-op game, I would probably pick Green Hell over the Forest. That's just a personal bias. I'm not a big co-op player. I like solo survival experience. Another one that's kind of fun, straight thuggin', is Raft. If you've never played Raft, it is a pretty fun little like co-op type game. But there are games out there that are specifically designed to be played co-op. I really truly believe that Green Hell, it sort of runs a fine line between being designed for co-op and being able to play solo. I think that Raft is a better co-op game than a solo player game. Probably the Forest is a better co-op than solo player. 7 Days to Die, I've enjoyed the heck out of it. Playing 7 Days to Die just solo. But I have played a little bit of it co-op. Another one that's really good, if you've never looked at it, is State of Decay 2, which Hadrian and I are going to be playing in about an hour. It has a very good multiplayer feature where basically other people who are on your friends list can come and join you in your game. They get rewards for doing it. They can help you in your game, but it is still your world, your game, which is kind of cool. I don't really call it a co-op as much as a multiplayer function. Now Long Dark, there is a co-op mod that they're working on. It's not made by Hinterland, and honestly, I probably would never play co-op Long Dark. For me, other than having you guys to hang out with, for me, the loneliness in the game, the total self-reliance you have to have in the game is one of the main draws to the Long Dark that I've had over the last 4 years. Is I love the solitude. You play lots of 7 Days multiplayer. Yeah, 7 Days can be a fun multiplayer game. 7 Days is 7 Days is surprisingly good for a zombie game. And also State of Decay 2 is really good for a zombie game too. It has zombies in it, but they're not like the main focus. Although they've added some things that make zombies a little bit more of the main focus than they ever have been before. But I like State of Decay 2. It's really good. What I think about the Star Wars franchise? What, current Star Wars franchise or old Star Wars franchise? Current Star Wars franchise, I think it's pretty littered with wreckage. Lots of wreckage. But old Star Wars, I love. I love Star Wars. I'll never stop loving Star Wars. But that doesn't mean I can't be critical of what they are doing today to Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Just because you love something doesn't mean you can't be critical. I personally think that criticism of something you love is the truest sign of how much you love it. When you can criticize it, not just bash it, but when you can criticize it and say, I'd really like to see this change. Like in Long Dark, I'd really like to see them change some things in Long Dark. There's things in Long Dark that I don't like, that I would really like to see change. But, you know, they don't have to listen to me either, so. 7 Days is only great with, but only with Avi, because Avi is amazing. Avi is amazing. We're officially past the 3rd hour. No, it's fine. That's fine. We aren't gonna get too far into the weeds. Knights of the Old Republic remastered would be amazing. Sign me up for that. I'm a big Knights of the Old Republic fan, so sign me up for that. Take one piece with me. So now they're done with the Skywalker saga. I'm curious to what Disney will do with it. Maybe it won't be as bad. I'm sorry. Star Wars to me has been doomed since they made everything non-canon when Disney bought it. It's just been a slow, inevitable. What are they gonna do now? How is one of my favorite things in the world gonna get screwed? My problem with criticism is when people make the argument that their idea of what is good or bad is somewhat an objective truth. Yeah, well, no, it's all subjective. That's the thing. And I know that. And I always say, Jay, these are my opinions. These are my opinions. These are not facts, because you can't. You see, that's the thing that I think nerdom is lost. I remember in the comic book shop, we would get together and we would say, oh man, this really sucks, or oh man, this is really cool, or oh, this really sucks, and we'd tell each other why we thought something really sucked or was really cool. And we debate it back and forth, and in the end, we'd all be friends, and we'd walk away and be like, hey, hey, I'll see you next Thursday. Yeah, see you next Thursday. Have a great one, And that was how it went, There was no hard feelings about it. And now it's like everybody's feelers get hurt so fast. Everybody's feelers get hurt. It's like, oh man, seriously? What survival game do you feel has the best overall feel of mechanics such as AI, movement, etc.? I see trend of minimalism on with focus on stat inventory management, but much of it looks clunky. So for me, straight thuggin', the best survival game out there is Long Dark. That's just me. And like I said, this is my personal, feeling.
Lay down for
I like the struggle in Long Dark. First of all, I love the graphics. The graphics in Long Dark are a specific style choice to make it look like a watercolor. Because you know what? Watercolor never goes out of style. No matter how much increase in graphics and processing and realism they can put into a video game, it always looks dated after a few years. This sort of look will never go out of date because it's a graphics decision that they made on the game to make the game look like a watercolor, which I really, really like. Also, I like the struggle. The struggle in Long Dark is very real. The Long Dark is very much a walking simulator,
carry much more.
punctuated by Will complaining about stuff, but it's very much a walking simulator punctuated with moments of anxious fear and anxiety about where you're going to get your next meal, where if a wolf is going to come and track you down, if you're going to have to face a bear, if you're going to run into a moose, those things can all be mitigated the longer you play because you'll learn where those things are. But I think the Long Dark overall has some of the best game mechanics in the world. It really does. They're very simple mechanics, and at the same time, the game is so well balanced that there's other games that have, there's other games that have emulated the Long Dark in a lot of ways. I'll see things in other games and I'm like, oh, that's like in the Long Dark. But yeah, Subnautica is really good too. Subnautica is a really good one as well. So your brain is stuck on old games now. I keep thinking of firing up my old consoles. Well, you know, hey, firing up old consoles is cool. But yeah, should they make a Clone Wars movie in the vein of the Expendables? That would be kind of cool. I mean, they did themselves a lot of good bringing back real Luke Skywalker at the end of The Mandalorian. Like Luke Skywalker, who was a badass, who kicked butt, who just was taking down dark troopers like crazy. That is my Luke Skywalker. Not the soy boy Luke Skywalker sucking off the nipple of whatever that milk beast was in ugh. Anyway, so I really like that. That's my Luke Skywalker. That's the Luke Skywalker I remember. Is the one just coming in, just dark trooper after dark trooper tries to take him down. Luke Soy Sucker, exactly. That's not my Luke Skywalker. That's not my Luke Skywalker, I'm sorry. It's the Luke Skywalker for a new generation, maybe, but it's not my Luke Skywalker. I grew up believing in the hero Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker who truly faced the dark side. Faced going to the dark side and resisted going to the dark side. But maintain, you know, like he was on the edge. He teetered on the edge. He was almost there. He had that journey, that hero's journey, which is so unknown in modern movie telling today. Now everything's just given to most characters. They're just like, they're awesome. They're awesome from the moment you meet them. They're awesome. We'll explain it in the backstory. Yeah, the Long Dark is a heavy survival, heavy craft light, which I sort of segment survival games into a couple categories. The Long Dark is kind of unique. There's survival games that are very survival heavy and craft light, like the Long Dark. There's not many of them. Long Dark is one of the few. There's other games that are build your way to survival, where basically the more you build, the better chances you have of surviving. There's other games that have a mix of survival stuff, like in Subnautica, the more you build stuff, the better survival chances you have at getting deeper and stuff like that. Then there's other games that have a mix of things like survival, there's building, crafting, and skill trees. And the skill trees are really big, like in 7 Days to Die. There's huge skill trees in there. There's also a lot of crafting. There's also a lot of building. But in the end, 7 Days to Die is in the end a tower defense game on every 7 days. And it takes that very big. Star Wars isn't Star Wars without the possible incest twist hidden in the background. See, and here's you want to hear my Star Wars? So here's my Star Wars for Rey and for Kylo. Rey and Kylo are brother and sister. In the books, Han and Leia were supposed to have twins. Han and Leia are supposed to have twins. Rey and Kylo should have been the twins. They should have been the twins. It upsets me that they're not. That's how I would have liked to see it play out. I thought that would have been Zan and Jaina. But that's how I would have liked it to play out. Even if they changed their names, I would have liked to see that. I would have liked to see some homage paid to the books. I would have liked to see some tribute paid to the 20 plus years worth of material that was put out there in comic book form, in paperback form, video games, all the short stories, the TV specials. I would have loved to see them pay some tribute to all that. That would have been awesome. That was a bad Justice League joke. Oh, Zan and Jaina. Oh, I see. Galeep. Yeah, the Wonder Twins. The Wonder Twins. I don't mind sitting back with the originals and lean back compared to PC sitting up. I heard Mark Hamill didn't like the way they had Luke act in the new movies either. No, he didn't. He didn't. He was very vocal about it until he was told by Lucasfilm and people not to be vocal about it. I miss the old PS2 co-op shooters the most, split screen with friends. Oh, straight thuggin'. I used to play Halo 2 that way. Used to play Halo 2 on the split screen with my bro. That was so dope. That was so fun, my friend. I love that. I miss those days too. They actually had at the Hillsborough Armory, nearby where I live, they actually had a tournament, a Halo 2 tournament there one time. They had I think they had 8, it was 64 people, so 64, or maybe it was 32 at a time. Yeah, I think it was 32 at a time, but they had 8 Xboxes set up, and with 4 people, and they had them all linked, so you could play 32 people battles at the same time. It was awesome. It was amazing. It was so much fun because it was just you versus everybody else. It was you versus everybody else. It was so much fun though. Going nerdy, Luke is an INFP character, and his portrayal in Last Jedi is not functionally inconsistent with INFP. It's in line with why Luke got discouraged and stuck on Dagobah. It's not flattering, but it rings true. Well, that's a good point. See, and that's the thing, Jay. I'm not going to discount that. That's a good point. It just, as a Star Wars fan, it was sad to see where Luke was and where he came to, where he was in, and I think it was a deliberate thing too. I think it was a deliberate thing. They didn't. I mean, when I was first getting excited for The Rise of Skywalker, I think it was called. I can't even remember what those movies were called. I can barely... See, that's the thing, is I can barely remember those movies. I'm so ambivalent to them. It's not that I hate them, I just don't care. But when they were promoting that, it seemed like it was going to be like Luke, Leia, and Han passing the torch to the next generation. Which I was like, that's cool. Because they're all older. I know they can't be in Star Wars forever. It'd be like if Firefly came back today. I don't see how that would work, but they would have to definitely pass the reins to another generation. But instead, Luke wasn't even in it till the last 5 minutes. Leia was kind of just shuffling around, mumbling about something. And Han was just babbling about things, and then he gets killed by his son in the most inconsequential way ever. Oh, and then Chewie goes, Chewie goes, no! That's mainly what I remember of the movie. I don't really remember anything about Rey. Well, I don't even see how Poe even is like a major character. Poe is barely in the movies. He's gone from the movie half the time. And Finn's kind of there, kind of not. I mean, I don't know. I don't really remember either of them very well. Poe, I very, 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 very rarely remember anything with Poe. Very rarely remember anything with him. Finn, I remember a little bit. He's just angsty stormtrooper dude. And Rey, I mean, the only thing I remember about Rey is Rey's just amazing at everything. She's an amazing, although she's never been off Tatooine Light, not Tatooine. Although she's never been off Tatooine, not Tatooine, she somehow is an amazing pilot. She's an amazing pilot. She's an amazing mechanic. She's just amazing. She's amazeballs, boys and girls. Just don't forget that. Don't forget that. She's amazing. She's amazing. She doesn't need a hero's journey because she's amazing.
I wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
She just is. Don't argue with me about it. She is. But then again, that's why I didn't care about her. I'm still hung up on why R2-D2 forgot how to fly in episode 4. That is an interesting conundrum. That is a very interesting conundrum, yes. How did he forget to fly? I don't know. If only they had used Timothy Zahn writings to make subsequent movies. Oh god. Mark Wars, if they had done that, they would have been so good. They would have been so freaking good. Timothy Zahn wrote some great Star Wars novels, by the way, boys and girls. If you want to read some good Star Wars stuff, that's now Legends. It's now called Legends. But if you want to read some good Star Wars stuff that for years was Lucas-approved canon, it was all Lucas-approved canon, by the way. There was not a book put out about Star Wars that did not go through an approval process. There was not. There was not stuff just being made up out of the blue. But Disney bought it and said, no, none of it's canon anymore. It's all Legends now. Pensaw, thank you so much for the follow there. But, yeah. If you want to read some really good stuff, there are so many books. And comic books. Dark Horse Comics, which is a local comic book company. They are based in Milwaukee, same city I'm in. Yeah, every book, comic, every game, Disney said, light it up! You met Timothy Zahn at a convention, got his autograph in the book. Oh, that's awesome! I never met him. I never got into Star Wars world very much, but to me, everything going on Disney is its end. Whether you want to talk, if you want, Forgotten Realms. I love Forgotten Realms. I actually had a D&D campaign. Now, see, you got me on Forgotten Realms. I actually had a D&D campaign set up in Forgotten Realms. Well, it started in Forgotten Realms, especially around Waterdeep. I loved Waterdeep. Oh, especially on the below Waterdeep area. Oh, below Waterdeep, I had a whole dungeon down there that I had my characters go through. It was so much fun. Oh, it was so cool. But yes, I love Forgotten Realms. Loved it. Oh, I missed him. But yes, Forgotten Realms is really good. Well, Disney has been very good at co-opting properties for themselves. I don't think it's. I mean, it would take a lot to stop a juggernaut like Star Wars. The sad thing is that I don't know who they're marketing Star Wars to these days, but it's not to old people like me. I haven't bought. I think the last Star Wars-y thing I bought. I think the last Star Wars-y thing I bought was the last video game that got put out. I haven't bought any of the movies, none of the new movies. Heck, even though I didn't really like the prequels, I bought all those movies. I collected the action figures for nostalgia. I collected the action figures. I bought the movies again when they got remastered. Even though I didn't really like it that much. It wasn't my favorite. I'm not gonna lie and say those were my favorite. I was not a big fan of the prequels. But I was still invested in it at that point. And I think the thing is that Disney and Star Wars Modern has lost me at this point. I'm not invested in it. I just don't care. I just honestly don't care about it anymore. And I don't know what they could do to get me back. Because once you stop caring about a product, it's very hard to pull people back into it. It's hard to get people to care about a product once they've kind of stopped caring. To be honest, 90% of Extended Universe was trash like Children of the Jedi. So it was easier to throw it all away and make new one. So now they bring back the best parts of Legends to canon. Well, you know, and that's their right. Like, you know, Devo, it's their property. They can do with it as they want. I'm just saying as a customer, and that's the thing. It's like you gotta look at it that way. Yes, I'm a fan, but I'm also a customer. I am not only am I the president of the Hair Club for Men, but I am a not only am I a user, but I'm the president. But no, I'm a customer, and as a customer, I have taken my dollars and walked them elsewhere. I now own more Expanse merchandise than I do Star Wars merchandise at this point, and the Expanse has only been out for a few years. Comparatively, it's been out little tiny time. You really want to meet R.A. Salvador and Patrick Rothfuss? I've seen some stuff with him, with Patrick. He's awesome. Gygax? Gary Gygax? Oh, yeah. Gary Gygax. Oh, that's amazing. Never went into Star Wars, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, R.A. Salvador would be great. So. They hired Zan to write some new books. Well, that's good. That's a step in the right direction. I will applaud any step in the right direction. I will never be against them making steps in the right direction. I will criticize when they make steps that I don't think are in the right direction. But as a fan, that is I think that is every fan's right to make those arguments for why certain things need to change. To make the arguments of why they don't like a certain thing. Because I mean, ultimately, when it comes down to it, my question to any fan who is disillusioned with a fandom is to ask them, why are you disillusioned with this fandom at this point? Why don't you like it? And what could be done to, you know, encourage you to return to the fandom? Because I mean, that's how we make our fandoms great is by parsing them, by having little debates about it, but not letting it get personal. Don't let it get personal. I mean, that's the thing. You don't want it to get personal. It has to be relevant arguments that if it's a, you know, and if the argument is, you know, shown to be wrong, I'll be the first one to admit that I think my argument's wrong if it's shown to be wrong. Like Dilbo's argument about the books, like a lot of the extended universe being trash. Honestly, it was. But I guess from my perspective, Dilbo, with that, it just seemed a very broad stroking move for a brand new company to come in and go, the last 20 years worth of stuff, other than a couple things, gone. It was like, really? As a fan of the stuff, it's like, okay, you could look at certain things and go, yeah, this is kind of garbage. We're gonna put that into a Legends category. But it was very broad stroke. It was just like, wow. It just felt as a fan sort of like a slap in the face of like all this stuff that you've been consuming, reading, and loving for the last 20 years. None of it is now part of the Star Wars universe that you are going to have going forward. Now, he already wrote 2 books, 2017, 2018. Oh, interesting. That's cool. That's very cool. But I digress. And like the definition, I'm not a smart person, Hadrian, okay? I've never claimed to be. I've never claimed to be a smart person. I have to use Siri to look up definitions for words. I had trouble I had trouble one time spelling the word who. I had trouble spelling the word who. Okay? When I was younger, you know how sometimes when you write a word and it doesn't look right? Well, you may not experience this. I have never been diagnosed, but I believe that I have a slight dyslexia. Just because sometimes words do not look... I don't even know what dyslexia really is. But sometimes words do not look right to me. I'll look at them and I'll look at them, and the longer I look at them, the more wrong they look. And I don't know. I don't know what that's rated at. But I have problems with words. I really do have problems with words sometimes. Especially reading things. Excited for the upcoming Wheel of Time show. The story has a built-in coping mechanism in that the adaptation is simply another turning of the wheel. It's another instance of the Third Age. Well, yeah, that's the truth. That is true. That is true, Jay. They could take Wheel of Time and be like, change some things and be like, hey, this is just a new thing, you know? Smart people look up definitions of words. Stupid people just keep using them wrong. Oh, no, I don't think... I look it up because I don't know. I guess in a way, maybe I'm smart that I'm not afraid to ask. If I don't know something, I'll just ask. Because I hate feeling stupid, so I'll just be like, hey, what's up with this? What's up with this? I'm just gonna leave this rabbit meat here. You know, I never picked up my birch that had curing. That makes me sad. We played a browser game called Nexus War with a guy who claimed to be Gygax. You never really believed him, but about a week before Gygax's death announcement, dude quit logging in and never logged on after. Wasn't so... Whoa. That is so weird, Vorsan. That is so weird. Well, and I think one thing too is that if you love a property like a sci-fi property or something science fiction or fantasy, probably the best thing you can pray for it to do is never get popular. For it never to become mainstream. Honestly, mainstream stuff, it's kind of the death knell. Because mainstream stuff, they try to please everybody, and in the end, oh shoot! And in the end, they please nobody. And in the end, they please nobody. Or they please such a small, they please such a small group of people that, yeah, like what happened to Doctor Who. They tried to please everybody, and in the end, they pleased nobody. Well, they pleased a few people, but look at the ratings. You don't have to agree with me. Go look at Doctor Who's ratings for the last 2 years. Doctor Who, which used to be one of the biggest shows in England and in the United States for science fiction for a long time. Willow Rivers with the host in the raid! Yes, that bear did go right through me, didn't he? Thank you so much. Yes, they can glitch through you, but see, he's bleeding. He's bleeding. He will eventually die. And we just gotta go find him and harvest him up. And Mark Wars gets his harvest, and he's a happy camper because Mark Wars loves the harvest, baby. Isn't it about time for regeneration on Doctor Who? I think they've been talking about it, yeah. I mean, Jodie's not long for the job. Oh, did I just say that out loud? That was supposed to be my inside voice. Supposed to be my inside voice there. The clipping would not have occurred if I had not got that shot off straight thuggin', that clipping would have been him eating my face. Now we're gonna check the kill. We're gonna check the kill cam. So we have 3 bears killed right now, which is right. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna sleep for an hour. Can I post a link to that Disney panel? I think it's DLVO, right? There we go. Yes, you can. Go for it. Well, I guess we're gonna leave our stuff to cure here. There we go. Where they're bringing Thrawn back to canon. Yes, I was very, very pleased about that. Thrawn is awesome. Awesome character too. Okay. Okay, let's check our kill. Let's check the kill feed. 4 bears killed. Okay, he's dead. He's dead. You missed the shot. Someone was talking to you. Oh no! But yeah, I mean that's the thing. Is like the ratings and stuff show that. Of course, Disney can hide a lot of that now because of Disney Plus. That they're it's funny. It's funny how they've announced how much money they made on Black Widow on Disney Plus, but they don't announce how much money they make on a bunch of other stuff on Disney Plus. I find that rather curious. Oh shoot! It fired right over his head. I was going for a little more bow drop than that. There we go. You had about I've only found 2 books. I've only found 2 books, Branjam. And I actually don't shoot a lot of stuff, to be honest. I've only found 2 books. Oh, it's the wolf is right over there. See all those crows? There's never 2 sets of crows over this direction. Yep, there's the bear right there. Right there. But I don't craft many arrows. I've crafted a few arrows, but I don't really fire a lot of shots anymore. I don't find the need to. You made about 40? Oh, I have only made like 20 arrows at most.
My life.
Archery 5 is nice, but it's only really the only benefit Archery 5 really gives you that's really noticeable is the ability to crouch. It does give you a better chance of critting an animal, but I find I can crit them pretty easily anyway. So I find crits are more about placement than about rolling a die and getting a crit. Oh, and there's a cave right over there. Look, there's a cave right there. That's a cave. That's an indoor cave, actually.
Come on.
Come on, come on! Come on, come on! Analytics say Mandalorian was watched by 50 million people on Disney Plus all over the world. They made like a billion on that show. Oh yeah, well, Mandalorian's
Thank goodness
Mandalorian. I think Mandalorian's probably the best of the new stuff that they've had out. Was every episode amazing? No, of course not. Not every episode of anything is going to be amazing. Even Firefly had episodes that were kind of meh. They were okay, you know. But of the new stuff, yeah, it's the best. Loki ain't bad. I watched the first episode of Loki. Just too much talking. Too much talking, and Loki is just like, it's not the Loki I remember from the movies. The Loki from the movies kicked ass and took names and fought gods. The Loki in Loki gets beat up by ordinary people and doesn't seem to have any powers. And I understand they like take his powers away from him or some BS, but he's a freaking Norse god. I'm sorry, I don't care what the time agency says. It seems like a MacGuffin they put in there, or something they put in there just to make him like less powerful, or for some reason or another. But I've heard Sylvie, female Loki, is really powerful. I heard she's awesome, and she kicks all the time agents' butts. So I think that's the main thrust of the show. Loki, male Loki, bad. Female Loki, amazing. You're not impressed by the premise in the Bad Batch? I watched a few of the Bad Batch and I wasn't real impressed. Isn't Loki supposed to be Satan? Loki's taken on frickin' Thor. Loki's taken on frickin' God. I mean, Loki was awesome in the Avengers when he died at Thor's hand, or at Thanos' hands. Oh, I loved him then. He was so like awesome. He was amazing. I just wasn't real excited about the Thor. I watched all of WandaVision, so So I'll disclose my dog in the fight. I watched all of WandaVision. Very disappointed by the end of WandaVision. They should have arrested her, thrown her in some sort of meta jail or something. I mean, the gal enslaved thousands of people. Thousands of people who were begging other characters to kill them because they were in so much agony. Oh, but they don't understand what you've been through, Scarlet Witch. Screw that! She's a bad guy. She was a bad guy in the comics. She's a bad guy in here. But for some reason, she gets a pass. I don't understand that. If that just annoyed the crap out of me, is they just let her go at the end. I mean, that really annoyed me, because they just gave her a pass, because they don't know what you've been through. No, anyway. So that sort of annoyed me with WandaVision. I actually enjoyed most of WandaVision. I thought the premise was interesting. I liked the black and white television stuff. Then I watched. So I was like, I was a little depressed by it. But I was like, okay, it can't be any worse than that. So I was like, okay, Falcon Winter Soldier's coming out. So I started watching Falcon Winter Soldier. I got through about 3 episodes, and honestly, I was just bored. I was bored. There was a lot of talking on a boat. There was a lot of talking about a boat. The boat seemed to be like very important. His sister's boat, for some reason, seemed to be a very important plot point. I'm not sure what the plot point was, but it seemed to be very important. I don't think I got far enough in. Maybe they explained it later in the series, and I just didn't get into it that much. So after about episode 3, I was like, deuces, I'm out of here. So I didn't get. I kind of got out of that, and I was like, okay, Loki. I was like, Loki sounds interesting. He's not Asgardian. I loved him. I loved Loki in the movies. Tom Hiddleston's an amazing actor too. Poor Tom Hiddleston. But Tom Hiddleston is an amazing actor, so I was excited. I was genuinely excited for Loki. And I started watching it, and the thing I noticed is that, it's kind of boring. There's not a lot of action going on. Loki seems very low-key. I think that's a great way of describing him, is he just seems kind of low-key. But, that's just me. I looked for a little bit more with it. I guess I was looking for it to be a little more Marvel movie-ish than be kind of like sitting and talking, walking and talking, eating and talking, a little bit of action. But
I might have to drop some gear.
And same thing. I never watched all of Falcon and Winter Soldier, so I can't speak to it. But again, the premise of the bad guy in Falcon Winter Soldier is that there's some girl who's mad because she lost her house in the blip, so she starts going around and blowing up people. She lost her house when people came back from the blip, I think it is. Freckle Jesus, whatever her name is. But she's mad, so she starts blowing up people, and yeah. No, I will not. I already canceled Disney Plus, Spartacus. I already canceled Disney Plus. So I don't even have Disney Plus anymore. I already canceled Disney Plus. But Falcon is like empathizing with this terrorist that's blowing up people. Like she's doing bad things, but the reason she's doing them is what we need to look at. It's like, no, bad things are bad things. I wish we would get back to some morality of there's certain things you don't do. Blowing up people, you don't do. Enslaving people's minds and making them do what you want them to do, you don't do.
I'm not sure I can carry much.
There's no. That's black. That's pretty. I mean, I'm sorry, but to me, that's a pretty black and white place. That's a pretty black and white thing. It's not. There's not a lot of. There's no. I don't like justification of bad things being done, I guess. I'm very much against justifying bad things being done. Really? Really? Oh, come back here. I just want to play with you. I just want to play with you. But that's just me. I mean, you know, I just don't. For me, I just am not big into that. So, what doesn't work for me works for other people. And honestly, it's sad because now I'm kind of. I'm looking. I'm gonna go see Black Widow at some point. My son said Black Widow was pretty good decent action and stuff. I don't have high hopes for it, but I'm gonna go see it because I do like the Black Widow character, and it's the final time we'll get to see ScarJo, and ScarJo is very cute in her outfits. But yeah, I'm gonna go see that. I'm excited to see that. I'm hoping it's good. I've heard some mixed reviews on it. I'm honestly I'm not excited about Shang-Chi. I would just rather I would rather watch an old Bruce Lee movie, to be honest. Because I think Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan look a lot more exciting. I have to lay my meat out like that. I don't really have OCD. I don't want to claim I have OCD because it's not like I have like I don't have like the thing where you have to count certain amounts of things or anything. I find it very peaceful to put out my things and stuff. No, I don't. I don't have it. I just find laying the meat out helps calm me, especially when I'm talking about Star Wars. Especially when I have organizational OCD. Yeah, I don't have OCD to the point where I'm going, I have to touch my mouse 5 times. I don't have that. That I feel really bad for people who have that kind of a disorder, like because that I cannot even imagine that. That would just be so. My heart goes out to anybody who has that sort of issue, because I couldn't imagine that. I mean, that would just be so debilitating to me, not being able to do certain things. But I do have definitely some organizational stuff that I really like. I like things. That's one thing I look for in a game, is does it have good organizational ability? Can you organize things in the game relatively easily? Or do you just have to dump them in a pile? You just dump them in a pile and call it a day. There are many ways OCD manifests. Yeah. But I think the one that most people think of is like have you ever seen that TV show Monk, where it's like he has like all the rituals and stuff like that? I think that's what most people associate when you say OCD. That's what a lot of people associate with OCD. Is there a functionality? No, there's not a functionality behind it at all. Well, you do need to. I mean, I couldn't carry all this stuff in my bag, straight thuggins, because I only have a 40 kilo max that I can carry in my bag. You start with 30. I've actually worked it up to 40 because of things and stuff. Yeah, you can only have a maximum weight in your bag.
Too heavy.
Now you can go over that weight by 10 pounds or 10 kilos and be fine. But any more than that and you're pushing it. Dr. Turtle Druid, hello. I don't know, is there any, this may sound like a completely stupid question, but then again, I'm not a smart person. Is there any sort of treatments that people can take for like really extreme, like really extreme OCD, like a lot of the ones that have the ritualistic OCD? Is there stuff that people can get help with for that? Because I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. Okay, cool. So no worries about loss of items. Spilling on the ground. Yeah, there's no anything you drop in this game, straight thuggin', it will stay there forever. It does spoil. Things do wear down over time. Food spoils. Clothing breaks down. There are certain things like matches that never really break down in the game, but there are things that break down in the game. But even if it goes to 0, as long as it's sitting on a floor somewhere, it'll always be around. It'll never actually truly disappear.
Time to look for shelter.
It's about completing collections. I know. I try to resist that as much as I can, but I always find I need to. There is a point where inventory weight stops you in your tracks. Yes, yes. When you're at minimum weight of 30, you can go up to 60 kilos, and then you cannot move any longer. So I believe I think it's actually 30 kilos that maxes you out to the max you can be. But there are things you can get along the way. In Ash Canyon, there's an item called the Technical Backpack, or Technical Backpack, that gives you a 5 kilo extra carry weight. Also, if you don't starve yourself for 72 hours, you get a benefit called Well Fed. It's a buff that you get if you have not starved yourself in 72 hours. As long as you don't starve yourself, you keep that buff. It gives you extra health, as well as another 5 kilos of carry weight. There is also an item called the Moosehide Satchel. The Moosehide Satchel is really, really awesome. The Moosehide Satchel gives you another 5 kilos of carry weight. So in theory, you can raise your maximum carry weight now by 45 kilos total. So you can go up to up 15 kilos total. So you can go up to 45 kilos before you're even encumbered. Where at the beginning of the game, you're restricted to 30 kilos. And then over 30, you cannot climb ropes, and you become encumbered, which slows you down a little bit and makes things like makes things work a little slower for you. Well, I think with Well Fed, you can pump it up to 65. With 2 items, you can pump it up to 70, and with 3 items, up to 75. So it makes it really, I mean, having that 40, because you can't sprint when you're 10 kilos over. So at maximum weight, you can go up, or maximum weight carry, you can go up to 55 kilos. If you have all the buffs and all the items, you can go up to 55 kilos and still be able to sprint. But once you hit 55, you can't sprint anymore. And then it's 20 kilos beyond that you can't move anymore. So 20 does play into there. Maybe, 20 definitely does play into it. Because of the sprint and stuff. So of course, the well-fed buff will eventually kill you when you run out of food and then get stuck somewhere bad, and you lose it during a food shortage, or yeah, oh god, yeah. Well, I personally, Pierre, have never had a problem with food. Food in the game, yes. In the beginning of the game, it can seem like you're having a lot of problems with food. All I have to say is pick up your cattails. Get to the zone that has cattails and start picking them up. Cattails will carry you through the first 20 days of the game. If you could eat nothing but cattails for the first 20 days of the game, you could make it. Starting in Desolation Point would be very tough, but every other zone in the game is easy peasy lemon squeezy. If you start in Desolation, your closest cattails are on the river up in Coastal Highway, on the river up towards the ravine. Everywhere else you spawn, Ash Canyon, tons of cattails. Hush River Valley, tons of cattails. Mystery Lake, you don't spawn there. Timberwolf Mountain, tons of cattails. Pleasant Valley, a few cattails. Get the heck out of there. To Mystery Lake, where you have lots of cattails. So yeah, there's a lot of cattails in the game, and so I've generally started doing runs where I don't starve myself from day one. Day one, and don't be afraid of eating. I think a lot of people are afraid of eating their food early on in the game. Don't be afraid of eating your food early on in the game. Eat. As much as you want. Eat the food, because you'll get more later on. Especially the canned foods and that sort of stuff. Eat them up. Eat up the canned foods, because you'll get more. Just don't eat the stuff in really bad shape. Akita, good afternoon. I'm back with almost my original name. Akita Kira, how are you? Hello. Get 2 stones and get a rabbit. But yes, also, The other thing you want to do to keep fed is stone all the rabbits you can, because it gives you a double bonus. You get rabbit hides, which you're gonna need for gloves and hats and stuff, and you also get to get the meat. The other thing to do is harvest up the deer that you find. If you harvest the deer that you find, you get hides, and generally you'll get anywhere from a half to a kilo and a half of meat off of a deer. Sometimes more, sometimes more. So, Jaw's been keeping you away. You're a bit rough, but you're hanging in there. Nocturnal, Job's been keeping you away though, Akita? Oh, yeah, yep. Oh, man. Things are rough everywhere, I tell you. Life is rough. Let's see. What was that quote? Life is pain. Anyone who tells you different is selling something. God, I love that movie. As you wish. Life is pain, Highness. Exactly. And it is. Life is pain. And anybody telling you different is selling something. But you don't have to be sad about the pain. The pain doesn't mean bad. I think pain is good in a way. Pain is how we learn. Pain is how we grow in so many ways. Pain emotionally, pain physically. I go starve strategy and Loper early game at least until after Forge Run. Yeah, and that's a completely legitimate strategy. I've found that I don't need to do it if I make my Forge Run. If I make my Forge Run to the Forlorn Muskeg Forge, I don't need to starve early game. Although the game that had a bad influence, that game had a bad influence on me. Whenever I ended playing it for a while, I ended up buying canned peaches in real life. Hey, canned peaches is not a, how is that a bad thing? Life is suffering, the first noble truth of Buddhism. Oh, there you go. There you go. Who knew that the prince was a Buddhist? We're gonna go grab our meat over here and consolidate it into the cave. I honestly, boys and girls, I could live in this zone for like months in game. I love that. I just love running around in this zone. And there's just so much stuff to see and do in this zone. So many little nooks and crannies. And there's a lot of caves that you can hole up in. Life is a mountain of SSS. I tell people all the time, you won't recognize true happiness without first knowing pain. Well, it's true. It's true. Happiness and pain, joy and pain are sort of, they're linked like, they're sort of linked like the sun and the moon, you know? They're opposite sides of the same coin in a lot of ways.
All this gear is slowing me down.
I know it is, buddy. But we're gonna make the long walk back. Oh. That's alright, don't worry about it. We get our swear words every once in a while. What? What?
God, it's freezing.
Oh, I love that. I love your tweet, Hadrian. So much it distracted me. Oh, I love you, Hadrian. You just make me smile. You make me smile. Hey, Scoony, how you doing? I love that. That is so fitting. That is so fitting. Shenaniganry. Shenaniganry. Shenaniganary? Is it shenaniganary? I don't know if it's shenaniganary or shenaniganry. No, it's shenaniganary. It just doesn't sound right. See, that word doesn't sound right. Shenaniganary. Shenanigan. I know how to say shenanigan. And then just put airy on the end? That doesn't sound right. That doesn't, shenaniganary. Shenanigan. This is not right. Real Reggae Shark with the year and a half, 18-month resub. Woo! Is it like canary? It's shenaniganary. Just the way it's used in the sentence is need more shenaniganary in your life. It just doesn't sound right to me. It just doesn't. It's one of those things that just doesn't sound right for some reason. I don't know why. I'm sure it's completely right. You are the wordsmith, Hadrian, not me. So I'm sure it's 100% correct. I'm just saying to an uneducated, smooth-brained schlub like myself, it just doesn't sound right. Shark hype! Real Reggae Shark, thank you so much for the huge 18-month resub. 18 months, a year and a half. Interesting thing I learned today through therapy is that if you block out painful memories, you also block out any good that happened around that time. You deal with the bad, focus on the good. Simple concept. Yeah, it is. It's a simple concept, but it is in no way easy. I have a question. If you spawn a distillation point, what is the correct way to follow to achieve initial stability, much of matches as a bed? Oh, okay. So, if you spawn in Coastal Highway, if you spawn in Distillation Point, you have several choices, my friend. I think spawning Distillation Point on Interloper is probably one of the toughest spawn points that you will have. Shenanigans. That's the plural for shenanigans. Okay. So if you start in Desolation Point, I'm going to tell you it is one of the harder spawn points. But wherever you spawn in Desolation Point, you're going to spawn. When you spawn there, you're going to spawn in one of two spots, and you have a choice to make at that point in time. Your choice is to get out or not. Spawning Desolation Point, you're either going to spawn up by Katie's secluded corner, or you're going to spawn down by the small island. If you spawn in either of those points, I would personally recommend doing the following. Make your way to Hibernia, get your matches. There's always matches in the Hibernia Processing Center. They do move around. It either spawns as you come in the front door. Over on the left, there's a little cabinet by the lockers. It'll spawn on top of that, or in the desk, or on the desk to your right. Or if you go through the next, like if you come in and you go through the door into the big room with the beds, if you look to your right, there's a big long counter. It'll be down at the very end of the counter. They're very hard to see there, though. Now, Hibernia also has a 25% chance of spawning a bedroll for you. A 1 in 4 shot of getting a bedroll in the Hibernia Processing Center, which will make your journey much easier out of Desolation Point. Plus, there is also some food and possibly tools in Hibernia as well. From there, I would go to the coal mine, go through that because you can get a possible fire striker or hacksaw in that place. Also go to the lighthouse because you can get a guaranteed stem, some food, a little bit of wood, and I would also go to the Riken. You're pretty much only going to get a couple cans of food there, but hey, you get a couple cans of food there. I would probably go, if you spawn by Katie's secluded corner, I would loot up the lighthouse of the Riken first, go to Hibernia, depending on what day it is too, but then go to Hibernia, go through the coal mine, up into the church, and out of the zone. You're going to have to sleep in cars, you're going to have to sleep in snow shelters. Your only bed, if you don't find the bedroll in Hibernia, there's a possibility of one in Scruffy's Cave, but I don't know if you're going to be wanting to go to Scruffy's Cave or not, because it can be very scary. So you have a 50% chance of getting a bedroll in Desolation at the beginning of the game. But your next bed after the lighthouse, a pre-made bed, not a car, is in Misanthrope in Coastal Highway. So you got to go from the lighthouse to Crumbling Highway to Coastal Highway to Misanthrope before you'll have another bed, another pre-made bed. You can use the cars, and I do use the cars to get out of there. Cars are really good. You can sleep in a car. You can get back energy in the car. But you won't have a proper bed until you get to Misanthrope. And then from there, I just go over to Jackrabbit Island, the fishing huts, go right up the river, and pick all the cattails, and go into the ravine, pick all the cattails, go into Mystery Lake, go foraging. Hopefully you'll found a hammer by that point.